Mr. Joloff's mad. Mr. Fufu's mad. Mr. Burrito's mad. Mr. Taco's mad. But as foundational Black Americans, do we give a damn? Do we look like we care? Hail to the no. Tether boycott foundational Black American style. Festivals, stores, restaurants, housing, award shows, companies, movies, music, social media, every goddamn thing, including the Uber. Because when foundational Black Americans stand on business, tethers go out of business. And right now, they broke. Who run it? We run it. Let's go.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
There they go. Tell me what y'all noticed about this picture. Tell me what you notice and what stands out about the organizers for the Essence Fest. I don't see any foundational Black Americans because I don't see any Black people. Damn sure no certifieds. But let me tell you what I do see. I see a hell of a lot of certifieds in the house tonight. And I need you to let me know what city, what town, what state, what region you representing. Roll call all the damn way live. Because we in here, FBA Friday, we in the house, and we got to let the whole world know that tethers, we shutting it all down. East side, west side, north side, south side. Roll call, because FBA, we always win. How do we win, family? We win by a knockout. Let's go to work. There it is. There it go. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the family. Certified salute. We in here right now. We represent it thick. Let's go to work, family. FBA, we shutting all that down. Tether boycott, all that down. I told everybody, when foundational Black Americans stand on business, these folks go out of business. So you pick and choose, you name it, anything. They all going out of business because foundational Black Americans run this whole goddamn thing, fam. I don't care who you are. I said it. It could be Mr. Joloff. His ass is out of business. It can be Mr. Fufu. His ass is out of business. It could be Mr. Taco, Mr. Burrito. You can even add in Chicken Chow Mein and Mr. Fajita. All of them is going to get lined up. And what's that line? That is the unemployed tether line. And we put them in their place. One by one, fam, because there can only be one, fam, and foundational Black American family tree is in full effect. Let the whole world know it. Fam, we shutting all that down. Shout out to Los Angeles. Yes, indeed. 504 is in the building. I see you. Shout out to my brother Kookies. I see you, family. Yes, indeed. We in here and we about to cook. I need everybody to smash that like button because we're going to break down every single aspect of these tethers, Tether Palooza. But on top of all that, I'm going to show you the response from foundational Black Americans, okay? And I'm going to let everybody know that FBA is not out here just taking it. Foundational Black Americans ain't out here just saying, okay, Mr. Fufu, say what you want to say. We ain't out here talking about scam African or we should all go back home or we's all Black, brother. No. I'm going to show you the real energy. I'm going to show you my sisters running tethers out the paint. I'm going to show you my brothers running tethers out the paint. So if you really love your foundational Black American lineage, heritage, and culture, if you really love your G-checking, then you going to love this broadcast because I love you, we love each other, and we certified foundational Black Americans. We on top, everybody else better bow down. Let's go to work, fam. This is what we talk about when we speak about all of these damn tethers out here and how we putting it all on the line. Check this out. How many of y'all remember just a few weeks ago this Mr. Fufu was trying to tell foundational Black Americans how the Latinos were trying to take jobs away from us? See, he was being that real sneaky tether. Yeah, he was on sneak tether time. Now this man is flipping the script and he's trying to say how foundational Black Americans are the bad ones. But in reality, we knew it all the way across the board because one thing we do not trust is a hairline that is going backwards. If your hairline is jumping off the back of your shoulder blades, then foundational Black Americans do not believe you. Watch this right here. And this tells you everything you need to know.
most of our African American cousins who fictitiously identify themselves as ADOS, FBAs, and pretensions, they are extremely negative when it comes to seeking unity of purpose amongst our people. I don't really understand what some of our black folk think, that if they delineate themselves in a society where they are overwhelming minority, it's going to bring them some sort of advantage. It don't work like that. If you are a minority in a particular geographical space, but in the greater geographical space, you are majority. For instance, black folk or melanated people are the majority in population. Who give 1 2 fucks if you say you don't want to be African? Who cares? What do you own? What can you really show that you own? Do you have any representative at the United Nations? Do you have any body at the United Nations or at any international organization that's represented?
Do you have any semblance of a hairline? Okay. Do you have a woman? Okay, I bet you got a man, though. Yeah. Oh, I ain't gonna let Mr. Fufu talk. He about to get that FBA work. Listen, fam, this is what we talking about right here. First off, we talk about pretendians. What do you know about the natives here in the United States of America? Because you was some way all on the other side of the Senegal in the village by a water well in the desert next to the zebra. Okay, so try again, Mr. Fufu. How about this one? You're sitting here talking about, do we have any representation? How good is the representation that Africa has? Oh, the Africa that everybody calls the international beggars? Same way that hairline is begging to go forward, but you keep on pulling it back. How about that one? If you want to talk about who's really doing something, foundational Black Americans as a lineage is outdoing the whole continent of Africa. That's every single country, every single language, every single person. If you don't believe us, then look who wants to come here, including him, and look who wants to go there. No goddamn body. So this is why we say stay out of FBA business.
To your interests with your little fake identity? Do any international organization recognize you as an economic power?
Does anybody recognize us as an economic power? Yeah, it's called the United States of America. Why this man talking like we ain't Americans? Why he talking like every single thing that you say about America, you can't apply that to foundational Black Americans? All of that belongs to us. We ain't just some person running around blindly like they are in their homeland. And by the way, since we comparing, let's talk about all them damn colonizers you got over there. I bet you don't want to go there though, Mr. Fufu.
Look at a 38 years old in Africa, Captain Ibrahim Traore. He is the president of an entire country.
I know they ain't talking about Ibrahim or Tare, Natari, or whatever. You talking about the guy that was just over there hugging on Vladimir Putin? Is it him? Is that who you talking about? Because I know you ain't trying to compare him to the foundational Black Americans. Nah. And y'all see what he doing right here? That's exactly what they do when they get around Europeaners. Y'all fill in the blanks. Checkmate.
How many FBAs can be a president in an entire country? No single one. So you all are just idiotic. You can call yourself that, FBA. But remember, FBA is not a fucking race. It's an identity that you created out of the struggles of our formerly enslaved African ancestors. Don't get it twisted. Somebody have to start pushing back on this stupidity. It's absolute.
It's funny he want us to push back the same way that hairline done push back. Family, let me tell you something. If the hairline is doing all of that, I can't really pay it no attention, okay? Let me go to work, okay? I'm going to break all that down. I had to play that in one so we can break it down in one. Let me tell you something here, Mr. Fufu, okay? And notice they're always in their cars. How come they're always in their cars, fam? Can they do anything outside of a vehicle? I think they're hiding from ICE. That's what I truly believe, okay? Let's make this crystal clear. Foundational Black Americans don't give a damn what any of them have to say, because at the end of the day, I'm going to go to sleep in the country that my ancestors created. He's going to go in bed, he's going to wake up, then he's going to do it again in somebody else's country. See, you're saying all that from over here. And if you're saying what you're saying from over here, then that means you're disqualified from anybody on this side listening to you. Fam, we don't have to go back and forth with fleers, all right? Runners and hoppers and skippers and jumpers do not get any attention from foundational Black Americans. That's just what it is, all right? They don't have to like it, and we don't give a damn. See, we're in the era now where we don't care because we are the kings of the castle. They are the people who fled. They ran. There's no type of integrity when it comes to someone who's a runner. There's only integrity with people who build. So he can talk about, are you recognized anywhere? I'll tell you who we're recognized by is the planet. And I'm going to tell you what we're recognized as the strongest lineage, heritage, and culture, and as Americans. Yes. See, the thing is, they want to separate us from America and connect us to Africa, but you can't do that. You can't connect us to Africa. You know why you can't connect us to Africa? It's because we ain't African. We're not African, all right? And this is all somebody who's upset because they want foundational Black Americans to be a bunch of generic Africans, to tap down and run around and try to get on the African page. We're not getting on the African page, all right? I wouldn't even know where to find it, but let me tell you what I do know. I know that certified foundational Black Americans, we run every damn thing, and I know Tethers are upset because they're going out of business. Newsflash to all the Tethers out there in the world. You're going out of business. The Essence Fest, that was just one version of the Tethers going out of business. This man is having a Tether temper tantrum. I've been telling everybody about those Tether temper tantrums and how they're getting worse by the day. Y'all notice how they're getting worse, right? Have y'all noticed that? Notice it first started off when they was like, Black Americans, we all brothers. Now they having all these breakdowns because nothing he's saying anybody believes. None. Is that little Tether temper tantrum going to stop foundational Black Americans from being foundational Black Americans? No, it's not. Is that little Tether temper tantrum going to stop foundational Black Americans from being the people who built this country? No, it is not. So if none of that is going to do any damn thing, then what are we here talking about? We're talking about a bunch of people who want in on what we've created. And the brothers and sisters out here in the streets ain't going for it. Let me show you the flip side of the real side and how foundational Black American brothers and sisters ain't going for none of that talk. This is the streets. And the streets is saying something completely different than what you say, Mr. Fufu. So you're going to have to atone for it, Mr. Fufu. Checkmate.
Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, are not interested in an African-inspired Essence Fest, where the event was started to showcase Black American culture and excellence. Okay? I saw a flyer for a damn Jollof rice versus jambalaya event. I don't know one single Black American that eats damn Jollof. Not one. Not one. If it ain't Carolina Gold or Uncle Ben's, hell, I don't know. But whoever thought that having that competition, and then you're going to do an event, you're going to open up an event, and you're going to have every single flag from the diaspora, but you don't have one single American flag in there at an event that used to be about Black Americans. And then I saw a video of a woman from Georgia, a Black American woman from Georgia, where I'm from. And there's some Nigerians in there asking her where she's from. And she said, America. And they started laughing. Like, well, by way of Georgia? Like, that's supposed to be like some disrespect. See, this is the stuff that we talk about. And y'all wonder why we don't want to be around y'all. Because y'all come over to the United States with this tribal shit. And then you're trying to pass it off. You're Igbo, you're Fulani, you're all this other shit. And then when we say we're Black Americans, then all of a sudden we're the divisive ones? No. Keep that over in Africa. We do not want to be Africanized. Pan-Africanism is it has always been dead.
I get so tired of people coming to me with that Pan-African about Africa. I know nothing of Africa. I am not African. I am an American Indian. I had a Pan-African to tell me today that I don't know my history. Well, my mama, my mama's mama, my mama's mama, and her mama's mama were all alive with me, and we've been down all this knowledge to all of our kids, grandkids.
Whoa! That don't sound like people who don't have a culture. See, the thing is, fam, somebody who doesn't have a birth certificate, them, can't tell us about culture. You don't even know where you were born. You don't even know how old you are. I don't listen to people who are 45 and think they're 5, okay? I don't listen to somebody who's 67 and thinks he's in the 7th grade. I'm talking to you, Mr. Fufu. We know what it is. We know where we from, and they know it. Checkmate again.
Kids, great-grandkids, great-great-grandkids, great-great-grandkids. We don't know nothing about no Africa. I hate that for y'all. You want to go to Africa, go over there, talk to them folks, see if they're going to find you some land and your people. Please do. But I know where mine are in Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, all the way up into the Carolinas and all the way back to California. I don't know nothing about no Africa. I wish y'all well with on that discovery, but please stay out of my face with it. And don't inbox me with that no more. All right. Take care.
Comes to the Essence Festival and the blatant disrespect towards Black Americans. All it does is showcase the fact that when it comes to colonization and this hostile takeover that's going on right now, it's almost like these other cultures, and yes, it's not just Africans, we're being attacked by everybody, but it's almost like these other cultures are expecting us to respond to them with less vitality than pale skinned people. You feel what I'm saying? They're not stopping the hate, the colonization. They're trying to cosplay us and the X, Y, and Z. They're not stopping any of it. However, they want to be able to hide behind their melanin. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm starting to think our melanin ain't created the same. I'm starting to think all got magic in it because y'all out here stealing and y'all won't stop trying to steal people's shit. And then y'all trying to say, oh, well, we bought it, so of course we're going to put our culture in it. Well, damn, y'all really speaking the truth out loud, ain't it? So y'all are here to figure out which spaces that we will accept you into and how you can take over and push yourself through it. I think not. Take that unga boonga boonga shit to somewhere else. And y'all have this very tribalistic way of doing it. How do y'all have a jollof versus any type of thing at a Black American thing? And y'all don't understand that we don't do these things. See, y'all take us doing dance battles and making little jokes about the differences in our accents and shit like this. See, y'all don't understand that it's all surface. Same way we make the same way we make fun of Bow Wow and we'll still let you know his legendary status. See, y'all don't understand that all of this shit is surface. We have never and will never pull up to one of our events and go to battling each other. That does not happen.
I told you we had a response, Mr. Fufu. I told you we shutting all the tethers down. It's easy money, family. I told you foundational Black Americans ain't taking it no more. Foundational Black Americans ain't bowing down to nobody. You disrespect, you gonna get checked. Look at the sister talking. Look at the last sister. Look at the brothers. Look at the East. Look at the West. Look everywhere in between, family. Foundational Black Americans got that clap back.
Keep that African over there. But it's a very hostile thing. And it was made very blatant when I seen the lady on the Essence Fest TV talking about Essence Fest is about Africans and Africa. So if you are Black, you are African and connect back to the motherland. Y'all was not, if anybody saw that video and y'all felt like, is this microaggressions? Like, I don't know. It feel like microaggression in Black. I really feel like, yes, y'all not tripping. Y'all are not tripping. However, they expect them to be able to hide behind their melanin. And just like I said, I feel like all melanin got magic to it. When you scrape our skin and our skin has magnetic fields, I'm starting to feel like some of y'all ain't got magnetic fields because y'all out here stealing.
Black Americans.
Woo! I couldn't have said it better myself. Shout out to the sister for putting in that work. That's what it is. I told everybody. FBA, we shutting down the Tether invasion. The Tether invasion is a wrap, y'all. It's done. They're going back home. That's the bottom line, okay? And it's bigger than ICE. It's just foundational Black American energy that's creating this whole wave right now. If foundational Black Americans weren't in here putting in the work that we're putting in today in this generation, this era, you wouldn't be getting what you're getting right now. The very fact that these people are crashing out and they're upset and they're melting down, that's only an issue because foundational Black Americans forced it to be one. I like what the sister said. All melanin is not created equal. What does that mean? That means people coming over here hiding behind a little dark skin, you can't get in. That means people showing up with them ashy knuckles and hitting on your door and saying, we all Black, brother. Now we done closed the door. Yep, done hit the deadbolt, locked it. FBA shutting it all down. I told everybody it was going to get real in this generation. I told everybody it was going to get very, very serious. And the more it gets serious for us, the more spooky it gets for them. Because we've been pulling out a lot of receipts on a lot of people. And what we've been coming to find out, fam, is that all these people are frauds. They're all frauds, fam. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? How do you want to touch up on it? You see, the Essence Festival just came out and foundational Black Americans, we shut it down for a multitude of reasons. But we knew before everything that they had a lot of fraudulent energy behind that. You want to talk about some of the fraudulent energy? How about this right here, family? How about Harlem's National Black Theater scammed by investors? wait a minute now, because that investor looks just like the guy who owns the damn Essence Festival. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that we've been talking about all these scam Africans, and then you find out that they've been scamming the whole time, including the event? How about Mrs. CEO? Wait a minute. She admits that her family sold Black American slaves? Wait a minute again. Family, this is just adding up. These receipts will not stop. I can't believe it. How about we go on over to Kenya? How about we talk about how they said that the American Negro and the Kenyan have nothing in common. Only thing is a little bit of melanin. This sounds like every single thing that foundational Black Americans have been saying for eons. So basically what I'm trying to tell everybody is foundational Black Americans, we're right again. But aren't we always right? The whole world, and I'm talking to the whole planet right now. You can all thank foundational Black Americans later because we've been calling out all of this ahead of time, and now it's our time. Y'all see it, I see it, we see it. These people been scamming, taking money off the top. Why have they been doing that? It's because they know that if foundational Black Americans don't feed them, then they starve. Look at the receipts that we pulled back on this African guy who ended up becoming the owner of the Essence Festival. FBA got them receipts, family.
Thank you for this heads up. Let me go to the story so I can read it for all of us, okay? This is the same man who's the owner of this new Essence, okay? So let me read the story out of the New York Post for everybody who does not know about this particular story. Way back in 2011, the very same person who owns the new Essence, okay, was caught up in some con game way back. Let me read it to you. It's a New York Post. 2 Liberian immigrants who got their start selling soap on the streets of Harlem are living large with a booming beauty products business, homes in a pricey Long Island suburb, and luxury vehicles in their driveway. But along the way, pals, I don't know how to pronounce his first name, Rich Lou Dennis and Naima Tubman, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name either, but let me let you see them. Those two defaulted on more than $1 million in taxpayer-funded loans, failed to pay more than $450,000 in state and federal taxes, and decimated the finances of a Harlem cultural institution. Yes, that's Black culture.
Y'all see how they feel about our culture? You see, fam, we build, they steal. We come up with it, they take it and they run with it. You see that the receipts done came back in on Mr. Kenyan man, Mr. Liberian man, Mr. Nigerian man, Mr. Senegalese man, all of y'all. We got all the receipts that they were scamming a Black American theater owned by Black Americans. So if they scammed today, they were scamming then.
They decimated it. Now let me finish reading y'all what they did. The nonprofit National Black Theater, which partnered with those 2 men, claims the entrepreneurs spent money from a $6.5 million loan, a $6.5 million loan meant for renovations to the theater building on their own business ventures. So what happened back in 2011, if I can summarize, these 2 Liberian immigrants, one of which is now the owner of Essence and the Essence Festival, okay? Back in the day in 2011, they partnered up with the National Black Theater, and the National Black Theater claims these 2 entrepreneurs spent money from the $6.5 million loan that was meant to renovate their theater, and they took that money and used it on their own businesses. Property taxes on the 64,000 square foot building on 5th Avenue in Harlem went unpaid, and the bank that loaned the money started to foreclose on the property. Here's a quote. They lied to us and said they were in good standing when they took out the loan. They defrauded us by doing this. Okay? Said the son of the founder of the National Black Theater. Barbara Ann Tier is the founder. Meanwhile, the new owner, okay, of Essence, of this new Essence, Dennis and Tubman, have expanded their own businesses, including their Nubian heritage soaps and lotions, which did a reported 10 million in sales. So basically, what I'm reading is, oh, and hold up, the parent company, Sundial Creations, has a 50,000 square foot Long Island manufacturing plant and sells its products in Target, Whole Foods, and Macy's. Now,
Freeze. No. Wait a minute. Hold up. Freeze. So there you go, family. Where you think the money came from for these people to mysteriously end up buying the Essence? How do you think they attained the money? They got it from that. And remember this as well, y'all. There were a multitude of black people, black American people, who wanted to buy Essence. This individual was scammed. He faked and pretended that he was an investor, took the investing money, and then he scammed the people, which ended up making this end up becoming something that got foreclosed upon. He takes that money, buys Essence. Next thing you know, it's the foo-foo parade. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. So again, foundational black Americans, all of us, we were right. The Tethers were wrong. We knew ahead of time that whenever you see one of these scammers, you're going to see a background of scamming. And that's exactly what ended up happening. That's exactly how it went down. He took the money by doing fraudulent activities. By the way, you should be in prison right now. You shouldn't be owning any damn thing. All right. The FBA shutdown of these tethers is in full swing. I'm telling everybody, brothers and sisters, is on game. We pulling out the receipts. We got the invoices. We got the tax returns. If you ever, and I mean ever, disrespect our culture, we will find out what your mama's mama did way back in Liberia. And then we're going to put it on the big screen. It's Black American Summer, right? Right? We got the Summer Jam screen, right? Well, here we go. Let's get right back to it. As this sister cooks, breaks it down. I need everybody. Smash that like button. FBA, we in the house.
Now, the National Black Theater that said that they defrauded them of the money, that theater was started in 1968. The same time our beloved Essence was started. Okay, during the civil rights movement. It was started in 1968 to promote black artists and culture, but ended up in jeopardy of losing the building. So that's when Dennis and them swooped in. Dennis and Tubman roomed together in college and started peddling incense and shea butter moisturizer on 125th Street in the early 90s. They made a report of $100,000 their first year in sidewalk sales. The Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone, a taxpayer-funded business development group started by Rangel, gave Nubian Heritage, Dennis's company, a loan for almost $400,000 in 2002 to build its Harlem store. Then UMEZ loaned the partners under another $1 million in 2005 to expand their internet business. Nubian Realty in 2006 took out a $6.5 million loan using the building as collateral. So they used the Black American 1968 founded National Black Theater as collateral for their businesses. So, according to this article, they used Black American culture to fund their businesses, like I said they were doing now with Essence. They look to find what's about to go under. Then they swoop in, make a deal with who? With who? All along know exactly what they're doing. Unbeknownst to the theater, Nubian Properties, which is owned by Dennis, stopped paying the loan. Nubian Heritage Direct also stopped payments on its $1 million UMEZ loan in 2007, and UMEZ won a judgment against the company. Dennis and Tubman disputed the theater's version of events and blamed the organization for preventing an Applebee's restaurant from renting space there or something.
So basically, family, they ended up pointing the finger and saying Black Americans are xenophobic. They did it to me. They played Tether victim. Doesn't that sound familiar to you guys? So we have a Tether who fraudulently breaks the law completely, steals money, fake invest, puts up the money as collateral, and then leaves everybody hanging. And then when he gets called out on it, he says how mean Black Americans are being to him. Family, you done seen it all. You done heard it all. One tether equals all tethers.
So, and I just read that all off the New York Post. Thank you for bringing that up, okay? So now we know what we're dealing with. Essence Festival has been taken over by those who are trying to fund their own businesses through Black American dollars. Through Black American dollars. They're trying to fund their own, I don't know what's going on, what they're trying to fund this time, but it looks like they're in it just for our dollars. Let it shut down. Sniffer.
Let it shut down. Ain't that crazy? Because that just happens to be the name of this broadcast, fam. And we letting it all shut down. We shutting down everything. They restaurants, they stores, they festivals, they music, they movies. They get everything from us any damn way, fam. So does it really mean anything when we got to shut them down? No, it does not. No, it does not, fam. This is what we are doing out here. This is the time. Somebody made a good point in the chat. See, we on one now. We certified now. We understand what it is. You're not going to hide behind your melanin no more. You're not going to say, well, I'm Black too, brother. That ain't going to work. See, the I'm Black too used to let folks get away with it. The passes, ripped up, gone. You ain't getting no passes. So they ended up taking money fraudulently, and they targeted this Black theater in Harlem. And this is how really they got their income. And once they got this income and they achieved that, then this is where the money came from so they can start buying things like Essence. This is a whole invasion. It's a whole takeover. There's an apparatus, and it was all formed to take foundational Black American lineage, heritage, and culture, y'all. And we've been saying it for the longest amount of time. Only difference is, fam, they was looking for Black folks and found the wrong ones. They thought they was going to come here and African Americans and let them get away with it. Then they came to find out, no, there ain't no African Americans. There's only certified foundational Black Americans. And like Damon Wayne say, homie, don't play that. And since we ain't playing that type of game and we ain't on that type of time, foundational Black Americans is on a whole different grind. Let me tell you the way that we have exposed these people, fam. We have exposed these people to the maximum. So now everything that they do, they have to atone for it. And when I mean they got to atone for it, fam, what I mean by that is that foundational Black Americans, we are checking all of the receipts, all the paperwork. And the best way you do that is by naming yourself what you need to name yourself. You don't go by name somebody gives you. If somebody can put a name on you, they put a jacket on you. They put a jacket on you, they control you. They control you, now you got to do what they want you to do. We done went down the list, y'all. Delineations in full damn swing. So we see these fraudulent ass people, fam. When you look and you see what they did, fam, that right there, they ended up having a whole investment, okay, in which they pulled back on. And then they use the money as a means to gain other capital. This is one of the most fraudulent tactics I've ever seen, but I don't put anything past a tether. This is what tethers do. This is why we call them tethers. But tethers are having a hard time right now because foundational Black Americans done pulled out them damn receipts and they on the table. So now they got to see things that they didn't think that we'd ever have out. And now they got to deal with brothers and sisters making it clear. There ain't no such thing as an African American only foundationals.
Black American people need to stop identifying as African American.
Yeah, I said it. We are not African. That is the problem. That is why Africans feel so comfortable coming in and infiltrating Black spaces like Essence Fest, because they think we all one and the same, one band, one sound. No. We are natural born American citizens. We've been here for 4 or 5 centuries, 400 years plus, and we still not identifying as Americans. We're not Africans. That's why they come over here and they feel so comfortable with disrespecting us, because they think they super Africans, right? And we the little peon Africans because they got the direct source of the motherland and they know where they come from and they roots and all that stuff. Of course you do. One generation ago, you got here yesterday.
You are the true African American. Africans. Y'all come here from Ghana, from Senegal, from wherever, Ethiopia, whatever. Y'all come here and you get your citizenship or plant your roots, whatever. You're Africans - Americans. African Americans. Black Americans are not Africans. I don't have no Africans in my family. Period. I'm from California. My dad is from California. My grandma's from Wichita, Kansas. My great-grandma's from Wichita, Kansas. I can go back generations of Americans. That is where the confusion is coming from. And then people come from different countries and they come in our home, our house. This is our house. Yeah, the other half of our house might try to make us uncomfortable. The whites, they want to make us uncomfortable in our house. We all share in the same house. But at the end of the day, this is still our house. The visitors are coming here and treating us like we less than. We can change the narrative. It's our storyline. We keep letting other people write our storyline and then get mad at the story. There's too many of us to not be creating our own narrative. Let's change the narrative, okay? Take back the pride in what it means to be a Black American. Start highlighting our successes as a group of people, our successes, our contributions to America as a whole. Highlight that instead of hyper fixating on slavery. Let's let that storyline kind of simmer down a little bit and focus on the inventions and the contributions that Black people make today and have made for the past 4 or 5 centuries while we've been in America, and start to elevate as a people. Stop letting people push us down with their own narratives and start writing our own story to elevate us as a people in our home. This is our house, not theirs. This is our home. We are natural born American citizens, and don't let nobody tell you different.
Mr. Fufu was telling us that we were not Americans. And it goes back to show you what I've been saying. They don't want you to be American, fam. They want you to be everything other than American. The whole world, and I hope you're listening, foundational Black Americans are as American as it gets. As a matter of fact, Brad and Chad, they can leave. Because when I say that we are going to stand on this 10 toes down and we're going to put it all the way down for the lineage, fam, I mean that completely. We are foundationals. That's what it is. And that's a young lady right there. And I want everybody to notice that the delineation that we've been kicking and how we've been really out here putting in work, everybody's listening and everybody's watching now. Everybody's starting to understand that. Everybody's starting to say what we've been saying. And the fact that they are out here mimicking what we've been saying, that puts a good highlight on it, fam. Why? Is because now they're seeing, well, foundational Black Americans are the ones really calling shots. Fam, who's really setting the precedence here in the United States? Real talk. I mean that. Who's really controlling the game in America? It's not the Tethers. No one's listening to Tethers. Who wakes up and says, you know what? The Tethers made a good point. Nobody does. Nobody. And they're mad right now. They're mad at a lot of people. And let me tell you, one of the people that they're very, very mad at, and it's because of delineation. Delineation has these people so upset, so angry, so broke down. Look at this right here, family. This is what happens when Tethers are mad. But I want you to see past the tether babble, and I want you to see the victories. Y'all look at this right here. Do y'all see what they tweet about us every single day of their lives? Do y'all see this right here? Look at this. Tariq Nasheed, FBA will pay for their crimes for indoctrinating this many Black people to be xenophobic towards the entire African diaspora. This is what they saying. That's July 10th, 2025, y'all. That's just yesterday. Talk to me if you feel me. You see what they doing? Don't let them out here talk that talk like they doing something, fam. Ain't nobody scared. They're making these type of tweets because they're mad. Oh, I ain't done. Yeah, look at this. Let's go into the Tether Twitter family. This is literally Tariq Nasheed's fault. Like literally all of it. What's his fault? What? Because we done delineated and we done separated? Is that what his fault is, fam? Look how mad they are. See, I don't sit here Tethers and be really caring what they got to say because I know deep down inside they're very miserable. They're very hurt. Look at this. Another person. This is Tariq Nasheed's fault. Look how they're trying to place years of them scamming us onto the shoulders of Tariq and on the shoulders of the lineage. You understand that, fam? Can I translate that for you in my certified foundational Black American proletarian workers language? Let me tell you what they're saying. We're scared because we're getting shut down. The invasion is over and I have nowhere to go. How can I stand on any business here in America when I couldn't stand on any business in Africa or Jamaica or Haiti? What am I going to do now that foundational Black Americans are not letting me eat off of their plates? I'm scared, Mrs. Fufu. and you should be. How about this one? I definitely blame Tariq and them FBA niggas. That might have been a little sidebar, but you see where it goes. You see exactly what's happening, and you see exactly why it's happening the way it is. Family, this is good. This is foundational Black American shutting it down. Remember, just a few years ago, it was work harder, nigga. Remember that? They was talking reckless to us. It went from work harder to it's all y'all fault. So when they say it's all y'all fault, I want everybody to laugh. FBA, we shutting down all the tethers. I don't care. Big, small, tall. It don't matter. Everybody getting that work. Because in this country, you're going to wipe your feet at the floor. And you're going to show respect and pay homage to us. And you're going to stay in your place. Because when you disrespect one of us, you're disrespecting all of us. And we see where the tethers are coming from. We are on code. This is the reparation generation. This is certified foundational Black American society, fam. And we run it. That's why they're out here breaking down and they're so afraid. The Essence Festival was one thing. We've already pulled out the cards and showed everybody how there's scam artists involved there. And I got about 3 or 4 other scams. Don't believe me, fam. Trust and believe me, fam. That right there. Because I got the audio of her straight up telling everybody that she comes from a family of slave traders. And a family of slave traders, you probably get that right there, huh? Don't you? Yeah. You see FBA out here putting in that certified work. But guess what? They can trade all the slaves they want to. And we're going to be out here doing that FBA tether boycott. Y'all see it. Put that together. And this is what we going to do. You in trouble now, Mr. Joloff. You in trouble now, Mr. I don't have a hairline. You're in trouble now, Mr. No deodorant. Foundational Black Americans, we see you and we own it. And the fact that we own it, man, you're going to have more people breaking down. Watch this and y'all get a good laugh in it. If you got your popcorn, go ahead and eat it in the process, family. Because now, Mr. Joloff right here, he said he want all the smoke. All my foundational Black American brothers in the chat. Mr. Joloff said he wanted to smoke with you. Mr. Joloff said, you run up, you get done up, nigga. Mr. Joloff said, if you bush meat around, you find out. He said, don't start no Joloff. There won't be no Joloff. That's what I'm hearing in these streets, fam. Here we go. Watch this, fam. Mr. Joloff is mad. Y'all brothers and sisters got him pissed.
I'm sick and tired of hearing a lot of people saying things about Black people this, Africa this, and that. Let's get some facts straight. If you hate Africa so much, that's fine. Don't try to find out where your ancestors are from. It's okay. You're born here. Accept that. We accept that too. But we never force our narratives on you that are over here or people who claim to be born over here. That's fine. But you guys find it so okay and normal to talk nonsense and say stupid things about Africans or the people that migrated from Africa to the United States like it's the end of the world for them. Listen, let me tell you something you don't understand. Just because we come over here to adventure into things does not make us less of who we are. You should be actually grateful for the fact that Africans come over to the United States or to the other countries to help liberate you guys from the things you don't even know.
Did he just say that Africans come over here to liberate us? Somebody get this man some Joloff. He is having Joloff withdrawals. Somebody help this man. I done heard it all. The international beggars saying that they're the international liberators. If you liberate, you wouldn't immigrate, partner. You guys should thank us because we liberate you from things you do not know. No. Only thing that you don't know, family, is some hair clippers because it looks like your hairline is doing a zigzag. I'm just saying. What you also don't understand is what it's like to build up. What you also don't understand is what it's like to have a woman. So I see, again, they're in their car talking about FBA on TikTok. Who's winning? Who's swimming? Foundational Black Americans got it wrapped, y'all.
For the fact that Africans come over to the United States or to the other countries to help liberate you guys from the things you don't even know. Okay? It's just like in the Bible, like when God told Adam and Eve not to eat the forbidden fruit.
What?
I'll put it this way. We are the forbidden fruit. There's a lot of things you guys didn't know existed until we started coming here. If we didn't come here, some of you wouldn't even have that mindset to be trying to endeavor in different type of businesses. I'm not saying you guys haven't been doing that for a while, but at the same time, we are the evolution of you, not the other way around. Because the whites are over there still playing that card on your head all the time. But
he don't even believe himself, y'all. This man just said that they're the evolution of us.
Guess what? We show in within a year, we get in houses, buying cars, feeding numerous family members, starting businesses. Should I continue?
Yes.
There's a lot of African businesses out there that employ Black Americans, regardless of their backgrounds. They still give them jobs. But some of you are over here easily bashing people that you don't even know about. Some of you find it easy to say, oh, you African booty scratcher, you this, you that. What about you? If we have...
you know what's coming up, y'all. You called me this name. What about you? What about you, nigga? You hurt my feelings. You told me that I need deodorant. This is just wrong of you, FBA. Be nice to me. No, be nice to yourself. Have some dignity, man. Get out the car. Show the car. Because we know that's an Uber. We understand that. You don't own that car. Stop playing, partner.
Some of you find it easy to say, oh, you African booty scratcher, you this, you that. What about you? If we have to choose to call you a certain name, you'll be so depressed easily. We don't get depressed. We don't. We just see things, find a way to move on from it. And that's why we believe we are mentally strong. We don't play on all this emotional stuff like every other person play over here. We get knocked down, we get up, we move. Now you're talking about the Essence show, where were all the Black Americans when they were selling it or trying to look for board members? None of you wanted to buy it until a Nigerian and a Kenyan decided to step in to take over that. And still yet, you hate on it. But guess who attended it more? Yeah, you.
Oh, that was moist as hell. Boy, that was Jollof. Listen, there ain't moist until you see Jollof moist. Look at him here. He bucking his eyes, y'all. He bucking his eyes. He went full Skittles bag, didn't he? He pulled out the Skittles bag and the fruit roll up. Who did it? You did it.
You hate on it, but guess who attended it more? Yeah, you. Yeah. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Yeah. Yeah, so some of you over there.
English. Yes, yeah. What the hell are you talking about, foo-foo?
Yeah, I saw some of you over there. I saw some of you over there. Some of you over there. I saw some of you over there. But you're pretending, talking nonsense. You ever want to try out the foo-foo you can get? Guess what? We don't get all this bugger. We don't do all that.
But you do run. But you do hop. What you do is skip. That's what you do. And you couldn't hold a candle to a foundational Black American. You did all of that, Mr. Foo-Foo, just for us to laugh at you. Okay? I don't know what he's talking about, and he doesn't know what he's talking about because he didn't believe himself. The laugh was fake. The talking was fake. The speech was fake. Everything was fake, just like his citizenship is fake. This man has nothing. He's not going anywhere, and he's just upset. That's what we do. We got these people having these breakdowns and meltdowns because they can't get anything. And that's a beautiful thing when people understand that foundational Black Americans run the yard. And when foundational Black Americans run the yard, it's on this popping. And the fact that these people right now, y'all, are out here having these breakdowns in their cars and they just, melting down and live and live in color, this lets us know even further the type of generation that we're rocking with. This is a powerful generation. So powerful, y'all, that you're seeing us check them from every single angle and every single aspect. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's great to be FBA, fam, because we don't play, fam. You know, it's one thing. They send out Mr. Moist 100 times, and our sisters be checking them left and right. Certified salute to the sisters. Because, man, when I was seeing who been checking Jollof, the sisters been checking Jollof left and right, and it's easy.
The United States of America is our home, the home of Black Americans or African Americans, whatever you wanted to call. This is our home. So, like, when you disrupt our safe spaces, we can't get on a plane and go back to an island or to continental Africa, back to the motherland. That is not home for us. you know? So, like, when we have safe spaces and we say, please don't do this, please don't disrupt this safe space, do you understand what you're doing? How you're treating the descendants of slavery within the land, the only shit that they have. And we barely got shit. And we barely got that. You feel me? How you treat a group of disenfranchised, oppressed people who have to share a massive land with their oppressors. A lot of people can go back home and not ever have to deal with a white person. So when you disrupt our safe spaces and say, oh, no, you can't have this, this is not fair, do you understand what you're doing, how you're speaking over us? Do you? Because when I got to the city, I ain't gonna lie, that whole, oh, your people don't know where you come from shit caught me the fuck off guard. Or why they playing trap music here? Why you tell like that? Why you eating this? Like, that shit caught me off guard because ain't we still in motherfucking Georgia?
This whole Essence Fest debacle has told me everything that I need to know at this point. The truth of the matter is, maybe Africans and Caribbeans are invading Black American spaces, and maybe we just need to stay in our own spaces. Because I never would have thought that sharing our culture would mean that it would be erasing Black American culture. But honestly, I'm just really tired of the diaspora wars, and I'm really tired of it being a one-sided thing as of late. Because I will say that I'm not seeing African...
Freeze. This is what I'm talking about. Listen to the first sister and then listen to this person talk. You're always now going to have these people who pretend to talk like us. Watch how this individual starts to shift and pivot and put the jacket on FBA. You see what the first sister said. Now watch what this one says, and you'll see the difference. Now they want to come and try to do reverse tether psychology.
But honestly, I'm just really tired of the diaspora wars, and I'm really tired of it being a one-sided thing as of late. Because I will say that I'm not seeing Africans and Caribbeans initiating this, but lately I've actually...
You didn't just see Mr. Fufu, who was in the car, the last person in the car? Family, be very cautious now, because you got people listening to what we say, and then they regurgitate it and throw it back at us with some type of twisted tether logic. She just sat there and said that we're instigating the issues. First off, there ain't no diaspora wars. It's just foundational Black Americans standing on business and tethers being upset. That's number one. Number two, we ain't out here scamming theaters, taking money, and then buying festivals and turning it into Liberia. We don't do that. And then three, this individual right here is not a foundational Black American. I want y'all to notice the difference between this sister right here and this person right here. This is how the tethers are trying to do it. So you got them crying in their car, crying on TikTok, and now they're crying trying to get foundational Black Americans to play nice. We played nice. It's called the African American. Now the certified foundational Black American standing on business.
Because I never would have thought that sharing our culture would mean that it would be erasing Black American culture. But honestly, I'm just...
Y'all caught that, right? Did y'all catch that? You see how she comes in and says, I didn't think sharing our culture would be something that would erase our culture. She's trying to make it sound like she's talking like us, family. Okay, listen to that. She starts in acknowledging an erasure. Soon as she acknowledges the erasure, she pivots immediately into it's Black Americans' fault. Be very cautious of these folks. They'll come out and say, yeah, I support reparations. Then they'll turn around and say, but, Black Americans need to be nice to Africans. Or they'll say, yeah, we all need tangibles. However, we need to all go back to Nigeria as well. The first thing they say is the setup. The thing they say after that is what they really mean. She thinks she's slick, but I knew by the way that wig was leaning that she's not one of us.
Our culture would mean that it would be erasing Black American culture. But honestly, I'm just really tired of the diaspora wars, and I'm really tired of it being a one-sided thing as of late. Because I will say that I'm not seeing Africans and Caribbeans initiating this, but lately I've actually been seeing a lot of Black Americans initiating diaspora wars out of nowhere. And then on top of that, the xenophobia that I have seen is actually extremely next level.
Oh, get the hell out of here. She a tether. She a tether, fam. Tethers didn't even know what xenophobia was. Who do you hear in your life, fam, say xenophobia more than a tether? You know what a xenophobia really means? What it really means is I'm playing victim right now, and I'm pointing the finger at Black Americans, okay? That Dennis Hahufufu from Liberia, the owner of the Essence, he scammed the church out of $1 million and still played victim. All they do is play victims. I told everybody, the only difference between a W Karen and a grown-ass tether is one is light and one is dark, because they both play victim.
And I don't think I've ever seen it like that, but it's actually very next level and it's very disheartening. And the worst part of it is that it's coming from people that didn't even go to Essence Fest. So it just makes me feel like y'all have been holding that in and you were waiting for the right time to display that behavior.
Oh, God. Y'all hear this now, right? Oh, y'all just been waiting to be mean. You are unleashing your inner hatred of tethers. You Black Americans are so bad. You know when somebody's anti-Black American because they're always trying to blame Black Americans.
Happened to me yesterday was Black Americans telling me to stop speaking Black American English and that I should speak my native language and leave Black American English alone. It's even crazier because while I am Nigerian through and through.
Oh, damn, fam. I didn't even know. Fam, I did not know. I just seen this for the first time. She's a Nigerian. I'll be damned. Again, for the right time, the correct time, all time. Number 3,000. Foundational Black Americans are correct again in just about an hour of this broadcast. This is a Nigerian. Now it makes sense, fam. Now I see what this is about. So what happened to all that sharing culture stuff? What was that about?
Americans telling me to stop speaking Black American English and that I should speak my native language and leave Black American English alone. It's even crazier because while I am Nigerian through and through, I was born and raised in America. When you are born and raised in a place, you are going to assimilate to the culture and cultures that you're exposed to.
No, stop. Don't do that. Family, y'all help me out. Is this like the 11th time in the last week that we've seen these people overemphasize being the first, second, third generation tethers? Y'all notice that they're really leaning on that right now? You're seeing a very, very high uptick in all these people saying, I am a second, third generation. Now, it's funny that she wants to sit here and tell us how being in a country, you assimilate to it. But whenever we say we from this country, mama from this country, grandmamas from this country, then they say, oh, y'all still African. So it's funny how we got to be Africans, even though we ain't never been to Africa, but they can come here as a first generation immigrant and say that they assimilated to American culture. You are still a tether. Remember, first, second, third generation still just means tether.
In English and that I should speak my native language and leave Black American English alone. It's even crazier because while I am Nigerian through and through, I was born and raised in America. When you are born and raised in a place, you are going to assimilate to the culture and cultures that you're exposed to. That's a natural thing. So if you were born or if you are American, but you were born in a different country and you lived there your whole life or for a long period of time,
then you are a tether. There you go. You got it. I thought that wig might have been glued on a little too tight. She gets it, y'all. She understands. There you go. That's what she's doing. So now you're just admitting it. Okay, fam, what is this? Like 3 billion ways to admit to tetherism? That's a tether. Okay, I got it. Now, cool. And it's funny, fam. You see how they become these like experts? Well, when you come from a place and you grew up there and you understand and assimilate the culture, but when we start saying that, then all of a sudden they don't get it. This world pretends like they don't know nationality, ethnicity, and lineage when it comes to FBA. Everybody always understands. If a German says he's a German, they get it. Nigerians are Nigerian. In Africa, they'll break it down to a tribe. But when it comes over here, they don't understand lineage. No. You understand lineage. You understand heritage. You understand culture because you're quick to understand it when you want to be a part of it. So she exposed herself. So that was a Nigerian. I knew it. Y'all knew it. I seen a bunch of y'all called it out. Certified salute to all of y'all. Because one thing about foundational Black Americans, let me tell you something. We will see a tether from a mile away. Yes, the hell we will. That was a tether doing that tether talk. We understand it. And she went around the whole gambit just to bring it all the way back and say, I'm a tether and I've been exposed. All right. That's really what it is. So, fam, I want everybody to notice. how complex they're getting with a lot of their Tether talk. They're coming up with all these different angles, which we talked about last week, where they'll just start saying these things. They'll try to get scientific with it. They'll try to break it down. They'll try to be like, well, what it really means and what it really is and what it comes from. What it really comes from is that you're Tether who wants in on my culture. And what's really making them upset, you guys, is the fact that they know now that we have receipts on them and everything they've done. So therefore, they know that they can't scam us anymore. See, a scammer relies on confusion and getting you off balance. The fact that we're on balance and we understand what they're saying, that's what's up. She sat there and said she hasn't seen anybody saying anything bad about Black Americans. Everybody can go get on any social media and you will see all the TikTok tethers, all the Facebook tethers, all the Instagram tethers, all the X and Twitter tethers. You see them everywhere. So you already know you're fronting when you come in here talking that type of language. And then you say, well, I'm of this generation, that generation. Okay, so you're just a tether. But what brothers and sisters been doing, receipts, we've been putting them on the table and exposing these people for what they really are. And I want to show y'all all that fake talk that she's talking, all that is a confusion that she's trying to put on Black Americans. In reality, fam, we know how these people truly feel about us. This right here, damn all that talk she's talking, all that nice talk, this is how they really feel about foundational Black Americans right here. If you want to see how the Caribbean and how Africans feel about you, and I'm talking to all my brothers and sisters, this right here is how they feel about you when you ain't around, when you close them doors, when they ain't trying to use tether reverse psychology, when they ain't trying to trick you or bamboozle you or con you. This is how they really feel.
Yes, we already know it.
Immigrants are you. No, Black Americans are you worthless junkie that walk the streets, don't want to work, only know how to work at
No, don't mute her, man. Don't mute her. Let her go. Go. Do not. Anybody who interrupt them, drop. Anybody who
Talk
interrupt
to me.
them, drop.
Talk to me with my $40-something+ an hour blood clot job. Talk to me, you worthless ass.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that, fam? Where did that go? Did the last person miss all this? She missed it all, didn't he? And fam, they always quick to go into their accent, right? They'll be talking straight up. Yeah, because, you know, as a Black American, bump the clock when they get mad at you. This is how they really feel. Fam, if you didn't hear the accent, you would think this is coming from the dominant society.
Oh, you know how to work at
No, don't mute her, man. Don't mute her. Let her go. Go. Do not. Anybody who interrupt them, drop. Anybody who interrupt them, drop.
Talk to me with my $40-something+ an hour blood clot job. Talk to me, you worthless ass no good ass Americans. That's why they keep y'all asses in whips and chains. Y'all don't have no culture. Y'all don't have nothing. Y'all don't have Tell me what kind of culture y'all have in this country. Black Americans don't have Y'all are worthless, bum-ass motherfuckers. Like I said, get up every day, go collect food stamps, live on Section 8, and want to take the people them food stamp money and go buy crab legs. You worthless motherfuckers.
Yes, we already know.
There you go, fam. There goes the diaspora. There goes Pan-Africanism. There goes the can't we all just get along. You see what we be saying, y'all? You see why we out here delineating? You see why we standing on certified all the time business and we don't give half a damn? That right there. The next time you see one of these people come around here and start talking that xenophobia talk, then you go ahead and you direct them to that because that's how they really feel about the lineage. That right there. You're dealing with people who want to be a part of the dominant society, so therefore they have dominant society tactics. And we're shutting down all those tactics so they don't have nowhere to go. They ain't got no way to ease on in. They have to deal with what foundational Black Americans are creating. That's how they talk about us when we're not around. What happened is that you had some brothers and sisters in the chat that ended up getting her to act like how she acts when the doors is closed. Right there, that was Tether Tourette's, all right? And occasionally, they will have a little bit of Tether Tourette syndrome. All right. They'll have their Tether Tourette's where they'll just start blurting out things that they really say all the time. But here's the kicker, y'all. We been knew that. So I tell people all the time, is you serious about delineation? Then you got to be 100%. You got to be 100% because remember, y'all, they don't halfway tether onto our culture. They fully tether onto our culture. I've yet to see somebody say that they're going to tether on to Black American culture at 5%, at 20%, at 52%. So if they tether at 100%, then we will gatekeep and delineate at 110%. That part. And if you ain't doing that, then you ain't doing nothing, okay? Make that clear, y'all. Delineation is not about emotion. It's all about being real. Delineation is about making sure that type of energy stays away. And we've been knowing it for years. I don't know how old y'all are in the chat, but y'all remember, if you're old enough to remember when it was like whispers about how the diaspora felt about us? You would get a bunch of people talking about Black American and African American, and we was all one, but you'd always get the 2 or 3 brothers and sisters like, man, they don't like us. And then somebody say, what you mean? We's all melanated. Ain't we all Black? And then we'd be like, nah, nope. You got Black American, and then you got melanated whatever the hell, right? And there's a big difference between Black American and melanated whatever the hell. Melanated whatever the hell don't like Black Americans. That's what it is. And brothers and sisters been calling that out for a long time. It's just now, based on us being powerful, us being real solid, we've taken all of that stuff that was done in the dark and we brought it to light. And this is why we be checking them, because when you check them long enough, they'll start talking like that. They'll play the game for a little bit, y'all. They'll act like they don't get it. They'll act like they don't know. But eventually, you'll pull out a receipt on them, and then you'll become every name in the book. Every name in the book, y'all. That's just how they do. That's how they operate. So now, the fact that we pulled that back and we're showing everybody, you understand the way they feel. Let's make this clear. We're not built the same. We don't act the same. We don't walk the same. We damn sure don't think the same. We are certified. We stand on business. We push principle. We are out here holding it down for each other. We ain't tribalistic. We don't have no color battles. We're not color struck. Foundational Black Americans come in all shapes and sizes. We got all shades, and we love one another. These individuals, they sell each other out left and right. The only thing that they ever do that has a commonality is anti-FBA hate. When you remove foundational Black Americans from the room, these people can't get along. No. You ain't seeing these people get along in Nigeria, with Kenya, with South Africa, with the Ivory Coast, with Senegal. They don't get along with each other. You don't see all the Jamaicans getting along. Y'all seen the crime rate over there? What about Haiti? You see the crime rate? The same exact thing that's got them wanting to flee to America is the same exact reason why they're not like Black Americans. They want to leave their homelands because in their homelands, they all have a backstabbing culture where they don't got no love for one another. Yeah, you'd be surprised how quickly these people want to leave their homeland because there ain't no love there. You ain't got no love with the person sitting next to you, then you don't want to be there. You know why foundational Black Americans don't flee and we don't leave? Because we're not leaving our loved ones. That's why. We're not leaving the family. I'd be damned if I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and leave my wife. All right, I'm going to go to America and seek finer pastures. I'm going to leave my mama. All right, I'm going to leave my dad. I'm going to leave my brother. I'm going to leave my sisters. I'm gone. Okay, we don't think that way because we're not cowards, number one. And two, I'm going to ride. My sister going to ride. My brother going to ride. And we going to ride together. Them, on the other hand, they don't like their brother. They don't like their sister. That's why they don't use the term brother or sister. Oh, we're bringing everything to light today. By the way, we in here 2.8 thousand. If you ain't smashed that like button, smash that like button right now. If you are not subscribed, subscribe right now. Black Alpha Network, #1 activist, the voice of Black empowerment, and the best chat on the whole damn planet. Certified Black Society. That's all of y'all. Certified salute. Smash that like button. These people do not use the term brother or sister. That is from us. It was astonishing when people leave America and then they find out Black people around the globe or melanated people, they don't ever talk about each other with any type of affection or solidarity. And then when they come over here, they want to scream a xenophobic. This is why we reject all that xenophobic talk, and we know that's just victim talk. You got to understand the difference between a victorious person and then a victimized person. They speak that talk because they have a very, very backstabbing culture. So they don't call each other brothers and sisters. They would never call each other that. That's not what they do. All right. And we understand as soon as they come here that they don't rock with their own. So therefore, we ain't going to rock with them. They will do everything. And they have a track record and a history of doing that. Whenever you leave the country, right now, I don't care where you go ahead, leave the country. You can go to Port-au-Prince. You can go to Kingston. You can go to Lagos. You find the first person there, walk up to him and say, "What's up, my brother?" They're going to look at you and go, huh, American. What are you talking about? We going to say what's real. See, we ain't about that faking. All right. Black folks faked around for about 60 years. You was voting blue no matter who. You was talking about we all black brother and Pan-Africanism. This generation, our generation, we gonna bring the truth to the table, whether they like it or not. Here we come. We coming in hot with it. You go call any of these people brother or sister, and they will not respond to you. Let me tell you what else they don't say. You know how black folks, the scam Africans, they'll sit there and look at all the ancient Egypt and they'll talk about the kings and queens over there. They don't call each other kings and queens over there either. So wait a minute now. Because there's this little misconception that they call each other kings and queens in Africa. No, the hell they don't. No, the hell they don't. No, we do that. There's a misconception they say brothers and sisters over there. No, the hell they don't. We do that. There's another misconception that they all say gods and goddesses. No, no, no. That all comes from foundational Black America. Those are all terms of affection. Those are all endearing terms. If I call you a king, that don't mean because you got a goddamn crown. That means that you was the top of the top. If I call you a queen, that means you the top of the top. These people don't have that because they don't view each other of highlight. They deal with each other in a whole lot of tribalism. They deal with each other in a whole lot of conflict, and they deal with each other with a backstabbing culture. And a backstabbing culture, family, is something that we don't do. See, you're dealing with a community, foundational Black Americans, who have always rolled for each other. And the one thing that we would never do is sell each other out. We got a term when we say somebody's a sellout, right? You sold out. You sold out. They don't have that culture because selling out is a good thing. Fleeing is a good thing. Every damn thing that we see is bad, they see is good. I'm going to say it. We talking about standing in your homeland, they want to leave their homeland. We talking about brothers and sisters, they see you as enemies. We talk about not selling out, they will sell each other. How do you know that they will sell each other? It's because they come out and admit that they sold each other. We had some real serious questions about Mrs. Fufu 57, this lady right here. You know that she came out and openly stated that her family in Kenya sold other Kenyans. Yeah. So again, for the 3 millionth time, foundational Black Americans are correct again. She not only told everybody that her family sold each other, she said that her dad said, hey, you just had to do what you had to do. There ain't nothing wrong with it. This is why they not like us. And this is why the Essence Festival got Africanized. Because they do things like this. People don't believe us. This is it in her own words. Watch her tell everybody that she comes from a family of not slaves, not descendants of slaves, but descendants of slave traders.
I had the opportunity to join a group of people that went to Ghana for the Full Circle Festival. I had talked with my dad about being excited about going because I knew my Kenyan heritage. I'd known it from the beginning. My dad told me all those stories, right? It was undisrupted by the slave trade on the Eastern Coast. I was excited to go to Ghana because the remnants on the coast there of the transatlantic slave trade were something I didn't see in Kenya. And I was excited to see that. So I was talking about that and he paused and he said, well, there was another slave trade that happened on the eastern coast of Africa that doesn't have a lot of history behind it because it took slaves to Asia, but they weren't allowed to procreate. And so it didn't last. He said, so our heritage did interact with slavery in Kenya. And I was like, well, Dad, you said it wasn't disrupted. And he says, well, the Wangas did what they had to do to survive, which meant participate in the enslavement of other Kenyans. But it wasn't disrupted. And he says, well, the Wangas did what they had to do to survive, which meant participate in the enslavement of other Kenyans.
They had to do what they had to do to survive, which means participate in the enslavement of other Kenyans. Family, you cannot compare somebody who is a descendant of slaves versus somebody who is the descendant of slave traders. There you go, family. This is who they thought would be a great CEO of the Essence Festival. This is who they thought would represent Black culture. Now, this same individual goes around here and tells you that you can't be certified. You can't be foundational. We all Black, brother. Were we all Black when y'all was selling other Black people? Were we all Black, brother, when you had people getting thrown on boats? When your dad openly says, well, you had to do what you had to do to survive. The dad didn't even say it was wrong. The dad didn't even give you a lesson. The dad just straight up told you, hey, you had to do it. It's on you. Meaning they ain't got no remorse, fam, because slave trading is what they like.
So our heritage did interact with slavery in Kenya. And I was like, well, Dad, you said it wasn't disrupted. And he says, well, the Wangas did what they had to do to survive, which meant participate in the enslavement of other Kenyans, which meant participate in the enslavement of other Kenyans.
There you go. Participate in the enslavement of other Kenyans. meaning slave traders. So there's a big difference between people whose family and bloodline goes back to actually being slaves and then the ones who go back to selling slaves. That's what she said. And remember, y'all, this is the same individual who was trying to critique us about what blackness is. See, they live by this thing, fam, where they could just do whatever they want, all right? They can come out here, they can disrespect you, and you got to play nice. They can disrespect you, and then they can still play victim. It's the same exact thing we say about the dominant society. It's the same exact thing because this is where they get it from. This person, I want y'all to notice, she straight up said that her dad said they had to do what they had to do to survive. Damn. So you mean to tell me, fam, nothing along the lines of this is bad, nothing along the lines of this is wrong, nothing along the lines of, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that? Nope. Her dad straight up said, hey, you had to do what you had to do to survive. So you had to sell people. So if you wonder where the backstabbing culture that we're always talking about comes from, voila, there it is. There it go. That's your backstabbing culture right there, family. There's no remorse for selling each other over there. Have y'all noticed that whenever you bring up these people selling each other, the first thing they do is get mad at you? You notice that? It's the same exact way when you bring up racism to the dominant society, their first response is to get angry. Why are you getting angry? Because you cool with it. Why are you getting upset? Because you cool with it. Why does it make you feel some type of way? Because that's the type of time you want. You wouldn't be feeling the way you feel if that's not how you really deep down inside feel things should have went. So she straight up told everybody that she is a descendant of Kenyans who sold other Kenyans. Daddy just sat there and was like, hey, well, it happens sometimes. He made it sound like it's just normal, right? This is who critiques us. And the thing is, fam, we always call out what these people do and we always call out what they say. And again, they don't like the fact that all that right there was things people were hush-hush about. Can we be honest, y'all? Can we be honest? Africans selling other Africans was something that was taboo, real hush-hush about back in the day. Now it's on the front page, right? Africans calling us all types of names, Akata, left and right. Those are things that they were hush-hush about. Now we put on the front page. They don't like the fact that we put all of that there. So now they have to accept and they have to understand that you can't come around here hiding behind melanin no more because we know you and your history. And what it shows you as well is that your history is not only of slave traders. Your history is not only of backstabbing culture. Your history is not only of tribalism. Now you can add this to your history, getting your ass exposed by FBA because we shutting down all the tethers. And Tether's been coming in a lot of different fashions, fam. What's up with all these tethers they've been sending out here with the dreadlocks? Y'all been noticing that? See, back in the old days, fam, they used to give us the tethers from New York. That used to be the thing. Let's go get some tethers from New York. And then we started realizing that the tethers that come from New York, we see who they are. So now they're giving us these tethers that are claiming to be from the South, but I don't believe them. Y'all look at this right here. Let me show y'all this. I question the lineage of all these people right here. I really do. I want y'all to tell me, other than that this man is in need of some serious Vaseline, I want y'all to tell me, do you believe that any of these guys are really Black Americans? I'll let you decide. Watch this.
You thought to go to the Black community. So when we find out who y'all lame ass is, you don't think nobody gonna beat your ass? Huh? You don't think one radical Black person will beat your ass for going against the whole Black community? Up the Black community. You don't think that? Get whacked for less. And I hate to say it like that. I'm just saying. Y'all do this for likes, views, and change. TikTok pays you coins. Do you not have $1,000 in your pocket? No? So you gotta decide I'm gonna just talk about my people to make a couple coins? They laugh like, ha ha ha, got them fighting again. But you love to try to make it seem like Africans did this and Africans work with the Europeans and all that.
There you go. There you go, fam. He's sitting there saying that we're acting like Africans work with the Europeans, and we just seen the CEO of the Essence Festival say that they sold other Africans. Fam, this man is not an FBA. And this is the new pattern you're seeing. A lot of these guys all look the same. Watch this footage. You're going to see they all look the same.
But you love to try to make it seem like Africans did this and Africans work with the Europeans and all that. Africans sold you for beads. Y'all need to understand what actually happened in Africa. But y'all love to try to say Africans sold us out. Y'all selling out for TikTok coins.
And this is a prime example of why like that FBA don't work. Because you didn't even really know where I meant when I said I.
There goes another one with dreads, y'all. Fam, they're out here inserting all of these Haitians and Jamaicans and Africans in the South, and they're making them all grow some dreads and having fake Southern accents.
I was from the Delta, and you use xenophobic rhetoric to really lob offenses at me. And it's crazy because if I didn't take the time to understand what you meant, you would have been clueless nonetheless. Because now you're thinking this is the perspective of an outsider. Like you don't see the tattoo or the magnolias or the flag. Do I just got a funny accent? I don't sound like I'm from the South? Where do I sound like I'm from?
No, you don't sound like you from the South. Hell no, you don't. I'm from the South. You ain't from the South, homeboy. I'm tired of seeing these tethers come down South and try to take a damn Haitian accent or Jamaican accent and make it sound like it's Alabama. FBA, we know where you from by how you look and how you talk. The world can try to pretend that we all look alike and we all sound alike. No, FBA, we got our own look, we got our own lingo, we got our own vernacular, and you don't have it. Hell, you talking about, do I look like I'm from the South? You can't tell me I ain't from the South. You may be from the South. Yeah, South Senegal. But you ain't from the South in the United States, partner. And the fact that somebody caught him saying it, y'all, I want y'all to notice. What I'm saying right now, apparently somebody in his comment section had already called him out on that fake Southern accent. See, they can't act like they from New York anymore because we know tethers come from New York. Now they got to say, well, I'm from the South. I'm from the motherland. I go back to chattel slavery. Can I get some of y'all reparations? That's what this is about.
See the tattoo or the magnolias or the flag. Do I just got a funny accent? I don't sound like I'm from the South? Where do I?
Somebody said he got scrawny tether shoulders. You cold.
A funny accent? I don't sound like I'm from the South? Where do I sound like I'm from? Because if I had corrected you and sought to understand what you were saying, what impression would you have been under? And it's not that I had to explain myself, but it's that I was genuinely confused. I saw your comment and I actually tilted my head to the side. I was like, what does this mean? A lot of folks like to talk about the nuances of being called African American. And my bigger gripe with a lot of folks is like, yeah, the term is a bit odd because a lot of black folks have never been to Africa. But you should honestly be more up over the American part, if anything, because being picked on and
This man just say we should be more upset over being an American than the term African American.
But you should honestly be more up over the American part, if anything, because being picked on and bullied by black Americans.
What about this guy, fam? This is not the same guy. Look now. This guy right here and this guy right there. These are two different people, and neither one of them are this guy right here. I'm telling y'all, this is a new wave of having these damn tethers come down south, fake a Southern accent, and proclaim to be us. They're trying to attach themselves to our motherland, the South of the United States of America, because we're not from their motherland, Africa. You see it.
Because being picked on and bullied by black Americans because you're from Africa. Now, we know that is a problem with Colin about how you don't like black Americans and you say, well, you guys called us African booty scratchers in schools. You guys teased us. You guys made fun of us. And then those same black Americans are telling you that you being upset because African Americans bullied you in school is silly. Imagine the hurt that they would feel. I also feel like as African Americans, we should take accountability for how our American mindset has caused us to view people who are black from other countries almost as if they are less than us. Let's.
There you go, fam. It's all victimhood. Fam, this is why we don't respect tethers. Tethers are the biggest victims on the planet. Black Americans are superior. Black Americans act better than us. What do you do wrong? What do you do wrong? We got 100 videos of y'all talking reckless, calling us the N-word in 100 different languages, but y'all don't do nothing. You know these are tethers. The first guy, he starts talking about Africa, and then this guy comes in talking about Africa, and now he's in here talking about Africa. Get out of here. If you a tether, just say it.
Accountability for how our American mindset has caused us to view people who are black from other countries almost as if they are less than us. Let's be real. America did teach us that
kids in Africa are African Buddhist graduates. Like America did teach us negative things about black people from other countries.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Who's us? Fam, this is like a spy. Fam, tethers are spies. That's what tethers are, fam. They come in here, they infiltrate, and they claim that they're us. So he can just say, y'all know what we do, right? Wink, wink, wink. Man, ain't we mean? Wink, wink, wink. I know that we bad. We should all go to jail, shouldn't we? Right? Wink, wink, wink.
And I feel like as African Americans, if we want the diaspora to heal, we cannot just sit around and continue to complain about people from other countries looking down on us if we're not going to take accountability for how we made some of them feel when they first came to this country, especially when we were all children.
Look, y'all, we need to protect our brother over there in Africa.
Fam, y'all watch this one now. Here go another one.
What we need to do, everybody need to save up a paycheck, as in brown skin, anybody in America. Since these folks don't want us over here, let's take everything that we learned. Let's take every damn thing that we got. Everybody, let's go to Africa. Everybody, let's go to Africa. Let's become military. Let's do whatever. Let's take the resources. Let's take the building. Let's take everything that we know. Take this African leading over here. Watch how quick they go calling the phones trying to get us back over here. Bro, we the GOAT. They need us, bro. We entertain them. Football, basketball, soccer. If we quit all of this stuff, what do they got? Nothing.
You thought to go to the black community. So when we find out who...
Man, if these tethers don't get the hell up out of our space, man, we ain't playing. This is why you delineate. Man, we need to go back to Africa. Be nice to Africa. Africa's so good. Africa is out here being the victims all day long, always want to be the victim, and yet they want to try to play that little game on us, fam. Those guys are not foundational black Americans. Maybe, perhaps, slightly the guy at the end, maybe, okay? But even if he is a person who, he may be FBA or not, but let me tell you what I do know for sure. That man working with them folks. They working with them folks, fam. I'm going to be real. A lot of these people, we're going to be honest now, a lot of these people are agents. Fam. Do not think that the erasure of foundational black Americans is something these people are playing with. I don't want everybody to see Uber people and the jokes that we make and think that this is the game. It's not a game. These people are out here and a lot of these folks are getting broke off. You already seen that we pulled a card of what went on with the owner of Essence and how they were scamming people and having Ponzi schemes over $1 million. You see already the other one, the CEO, that individual saying that they sold slaves. There's a lot of people out there that are working with them boys. They're tethers. Remember, tethers are recruited to participate in the erasure of black Americans, number one. And that erasure is a lot of different things. They listen to things that we say, and then they try to come up with a twisted version to trick us. It's the same thing during the civil rights era. In the civil rights era, they sent out little people to come and say, y'all don't really want civil rights, don't you? Or, excuse me, you don't. Let's go break that building down. Let's go run up in that place. That's what we should do. They always talk from an aspect of their you, and then they always try to give you some type of bad advice. That's what they've always done. You got to be cautious of these people. One of the indicators to know that you're dealing with one of these individuals, fam, is they say things that we say, but they don't say them how we say it. Okay, follow me now. They'll say reparations, but their reparations won't reflect ours. They'll say things like Black American, but how they view Black Americans ain't how we view ourselves. There's always some type of twisted logic in how they're speaking of us. Is my sister Natural Torah in the house? And my sister Natural Torah is in the house. Shout out to you, sister. We had a space just the other day, and a particular individual goes into our space and starts claiming how they're really from Nicaragua, but they're Black American. Who was in that space? I don't know if y'all was in the space. If anybody was in the space, anybody heard it, shout out to y'all. We're going to have that up. But a person came into space, very, very tricky, was saying that she's from Nicaragua, but she was raised by Black Americans. I see you, my sister. She was raised by Black Americans, and she's for reparations. My sister, Natural Torah, called her out and was like, okay, if you so for us, tell us some of your advocation that you've done for us. What have you done for Black Americans? Lady couldn't say nothing. Well, she said, well, you know, I've been down with y'all. Our sister again said, okay, if you've been so down with us, then give me some examples. Lady couldn't say nothing. And then we ended up basically roasting this woman and sending her out the paint. And then she wrote a big, long thing and called us all militant. Fam, she was an op from the jump. She was an op from the jump. It's the same exact thing. Agents of confusion. Absolutely, positively. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, my sister. She said she is a person who's from Nicaragua who has a Black American ancestor, but she was adopted by Black Americans in America. We was like, you were adopted by melanated tethers. That's really what it was. That's really what it was. I'm telling fam, you can't make this up no more. They be like, man, I'm really from the Congo / Nicaragua and Puerto Rico, and I got 2/3 of mayo in me. And then in the winter, it's like 4/5 of pickle juice. And when you add the pickle juice with the mayo and the Nicaragua in Nigeria, I'm kind of like Calipalasian Canadian persuasion. That's what they'll do. And then they'll say, but I do got FBA in me, so I should get some of y'all money. This is how tricky they're getting. Let me tell you the prime example. You saw how they had the people that are claiming they're from the South we just showed you? You see I'm telling you about the lady from Nicaragua, and she was talking that talk? Now let me show you what else they're doing. They're sending out these people who are saying, we're not our ancestors. Watch this one, fam. This is the next step. We are shutting down all of the Tether invasion. I don't care which way you come. I don't care how you act. I don't care who sent you. The Tethers is going to come in a million different ways. And FBA going to check their ass in 1,000,002 different ways. Check this out, fam. Watch this right here. Now what they're doing, they're sending out these people who are saying things like, we're not our ancestors. See, they know that we've been on this ancestral energy. So they're trying to separate us from our ancestors. Y'all look at this. They're sending out people now to get us off of our spiritual game. Remember, wherever you see an agent of confusion, it's in an area where we are winning. If not, they wouldn't send them. Y'all watch this and y'all gonna get pissed off in the process. But watch.
The ancestors. They ain't never did shit for me, but cause the generational curses that I have to break to live today. They've been. They didn't give a fuck about me. They didn't give a fuck about their decisions and how they would affect us in the future. They sold us out for the smallest stuff. The smallest stuff. A little ass house, little ass car, little ass position, little ass land. Them ancestors. I wish I would be praying to a damn ancestor.
See, of course I can vote. I do exercise my right to vote. But I'm trying to understand how you associate me saying F the ancestors with Dr. King and voting rights. I'm not sure if you're related to Dr. King, but I'm talking about things spiritually. I was speaking about generational curses, ancestral worship, how you got to on Dr. King and voting rights is, I don't understand. Like, so you the word ancestor with Martin Luther King and voting rights? And having voting rights and civil rights?
You damn right. Damn right. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. You absolutely correct. 100%. Martin Luther King is our ancestor. You goddamn right he is. What you think? Fam, you see what they trying to do, y'all? Tell me, in this broadcast, have I not showed you 1,000 different flavors of tethers, y'all? Have you seen tethers of color that came in every angle? And what's the denominator? They're always attacking our strong points. These people did not exist 2 or 3 years ago, y'all. They got one saying we need to go to Africa because we're saying we're American. You got the other one who says you're not American. You need to come home to the motherland. Now, the fact that we've been getting in tune with our spirituality, we're out here talking about our ancestors, slaves, getting reparations based on what they went through, seeing the Nottoway plantation go down, Lake Lanier. We are more in tune with the spiritual realm more than ever, y'all. And now they're sending out people to say stuff like this. If you don't believe that there is a deeper agenda to get these people to knock us off our pivot, then you are not built for this game. We putting in work. Yeah, Martin Luther King is an ancestor. Yeah, Malcolm X is. Yeah, Harriet Tubman is. You damn right. And I'm questioning this individual because I don't think that this person is a Black American. And I'm also going to point out that she sounds like a mulatto because I'm hearing a fake Southern accent again, but she's got a fake Karen accent. She sounds like she's Marilyn Monroe. And then I believes, who is this, Paula Dean? Who is this, Paula Flea? Get the hell up out of here. You damn right we on tune with our spirituality, and you are disqualified.
The word ancestor with Martin Luther King and having voting rights and civil rights. When I'm talking about generational curses and ancestral worship, no. My last post was a little too raw. It was a little too blunt, a little too frank for a lot of people. I can tell I rubbed a lot of people the wrong way because of the comments. But I'm here to say that it wasn't a people-focused statement. It was more of a spirit-focused statement. I meant that because, especially in this context, a lot of these ancestors is a blanket term. It's a blanket term. Whenever I hear people praying to the ancestors, I never hear them say, call their names. So you are communicating with these entities on the other side, and they are giving you God.
Oh, fam, that is not a Black American woman Southern accent. Listen to how she said that people from the other side. That sounds like Becky from the trailer park, y'all. This looks like she's probably Kamala. Let's be real, okay? You've got a melanated immigrant father, maybe, and you probably have a trailer park W mother, okay, from the South. That is not, fam, if anything I'm hearing somebody who sounds like Paula Deen. That is a W woman Southern accent. That is not a sister. And then people from the other side who came here to collide, and what we seen in the sky, we cannot hide. She got Marilyn Monroe haircut. Nah, homie. Nope.
Call their names. So you are communicating with these entities on the other side, and they are giving you guidance or telling you what to do, communicating with you, and you're bargaining, with them, and they bargaining with you, and you are being deceived that it's help, but the whole time you over there playing with demons. And I don't have any sympathy for the devil. It's people in my comments talking about, oh, well, without the ancestors, you wouldn't be here. You're not Black. You need to read a book and blah, blah, blah. Baby, let me tell you this. Some of them died for you so you can have the freedoms that you have. Baby, God loves me so much that he said...
Oh, no. By the way, y'all notice when she started making fun of people, she starts mocking a Black American accent. Y'all notice that, right? Notice that when she starts making jokes, she kicks into like a fake mockery of a Black American Southern accent, meaning that she doesn't have a real one.
Let me tell you this. Some of them died for you so you can have the freedoms that you have. Baby, God loved me so much that he sent his son, who was blameless and sinless, to die to save me from every sin, every curse, and all forms of darkness. That's who I acknowledge.
I hate when people say we are not our ancestors, because it actually discounts what our ancestors did. Because a lot of us couldn't have went through a tenth of the things that they endured. Like, we are because they did. To say we are not our ancestors in that way is an insult. It's not good. It's not a good thing to say, because it's wrong. It's disrespectful. Like, our ancestors, the things they had to endure just so that we could be here today.
Anytime I see someone say something like this in the comment section, I'm gonna have something to say, because I'm still trying to understand why the hell you still talking about some we. Huh? When you speak on stuff like this, make sure you say you are not your ancestors, right? Because saying this is not a flex. All you're saying is that, yeah, I'm weak as fuck. So that's what you're saying, right? And what I find that's really nasty work, you saying this on this particular video of this man who is more like his ancestors than many of us will ever be.
Some Black folks
when they start to talking that nonsense and horse crap about we ain't our ancestors. And you speak for yourself with that one, because as for me, I am my ancestors. And you only saying that because that's what the premises tricked you into believing. We had a lot of foundational Black American riders. You think all of the ancestors was just laying around docile and dormant? It couldn't be further from the truth. We have brothers like the great Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, and the great legendary iconic rider, the brother John Horse, and people running around talking about, I'm outside, I'm gangsta, I'm this, I'm that. You can't get more gangster and certified than these brothers. These brothers were the epitome of being certified gangsters. And I'm going to always lift them up and salute their name. Peace.
I told y'all, I told you, every single thing that these tethers say, I'm going to have us shutting it down immediately, straight up, right afterwards. Tell me if that ain't the case, y'all. Tell me if that ain't the case. Everything, fam, it don't matter what they do. It don't matter what they try to send at us. You're going to have a brother or sister who going to have that clap back. They're going to have that get back. That's exactly what you just seen right there. She tried to run that game. We call that game out. And now everybody's sitting back and watching it and observing it, saying, you ain't foundational Black American. You ain't one of us, so therefore you can't speak on us. That's as simple as it is, fam. We're shutting everything down, and we're doing it with class, and we're doing it with style. Foundational Black Americans know exactly what the game is about. Foundational Black Americans know exactly what they're going to try to do, so we just going to check them in the process. It's easy. This generation, and let me make this clear, y'all. This generation is the generation that is truly, and when I say truly, I mean truly changed the perspective, but not just the perspective. We've changed the essence, no pun intended, of the way things are flowing. You can talk all that talk about, well, you know, the ancestors and all that. That may be you because your ancestors ain't my ancestors. And notice this too. She never said where she was from, and she never said what she was about. She kept all of that on the side real good, didn't she? She didn't really tell anybody that her people aren't our people. She just was very brief and very quiet. So maybe you could just assume it. But again, you see a tether talking that talk, somebody else gonna shut it down. You see another tether running their mouth, another person gonna shut it down. Every avenue that you turn, y'all, there's gonna be a foundational Black American brother, sister out there. And let me go ahead and say this, fam, and this is something that needs to really genuinely, truly be said. When you start talking about this generation of foundational Black Americans, I have to, and I mean this, I ain't never done this before, fam. Let me go ahead and give an applaud to my foundational Black American brothers and sisters. Because our brothers and sisters, our men and women, are we on code more than ever? Let me ask y'all this question. And I think Black Alpha, I might be the first person to really talk about this on a grand scale. Have you seen more brothers and sisters sitting on the couch, not going to the ICE protest, not going to the Essence Festival, or have you seen gender wars? Fam, where the hell are the gender wars? Have you seen a gender war, y'all? Let's go there. When was the last time you seen that gender war talk? You don't see that. It's official. And we can go ahead and make it clear. We've canceled that gender talk out. That's over with. Foundational Black Americans, we're going to have to own that one. Somebody going to have to say this. I'm going to say it. If ain't nobody else going to say it, I'm going to say it, okay? We done ended all that gender talk. What I see is a united front. I see foundational Black American brothers and sisters checking everybody. You go ahead down your timeline. A sister gonna check Julio, a brother gonna check Julio. A sister gonna check Joe Loft, a brother gonna check Joe Loft. You ain't seeing FBA out here fighting each other. They ain't been able to get that. It's almost to the point where the dominant society is not even trying to put a lot of money into the gender war. You know, normally, fam, they out there kicking big dollars, big bucks. Now they like, damn, the gender war stuff ain't happening. And I don't think anybody's really ever stopped to talk about that. But I'm going to. We're going to talk about it right now. Nobody's really giving the proper perspective and highlighting that gender war stuff. Look how much that's been deleted. Look how much that's been canceled. You do not see them running those ads anymore. They're not even saying, well, Black girl magic and Black man magic and the Black man's over there. You don't see that. What I'm seeing is studies coming out trying to attack the family. Fam, what they do, what we talk about on Tuesday. We talked about how they're saying the family reunions have went down. But y'all notice that's an attack on the lineage. You just seen that mulatto tether right there talking about the ancestors. That's an attack on the ancestors. You seen the other people saying we're not American. That's an attack on our citizenship. You ain't seen an attack on Black love. When's the last time you seen these people have an attack on Black love? You know why? Because Black love right now, and I'm talking about a foundational Black American woman and a foundational Black American man, is stronger than ever. And nobody wants to acknowledge it. They want to be quiet. They want to be hush-hush. They don't want to speak about it. Because guess what? the more we stop, like we're doing right now, the more we frame it and highlight it, like we're doing right now, the stronger it's going to get. And you know, like I know, Black love is the thing that scares them more than anything. So I'm going to go ahead and give an applause to the family, because I'm seeing brothers and sisters making businesses together. I'm seeing brothers and sisters standing on business together. And I'm seeing foundational Black Americans checking people together. And you know nothing brings the family together more than checking, right? Yes. So shout out to the family, certified salute. We done made all of them people crash out with that type of talk. It just ain't working, man. It's a beautiful time to be alive. I'm telling y'all. And I'm loving seeing the solidarity with my brothers and sisters. I'm seeing my sisters checking people left and right. My brothers is checking them. And when we get together, everybody get checked. And one of the people that we've been out here checking that we put it into all of that is this right here. Y'all remember this right here? Since we want to talk about tethers, yeah. That's that little Caroline lady. Yeah. That's the tether lady from the Essence Festival. And a lot of us are saying, you know, she's like Kamala. She got a hell of a lot of Kamala in her. Well, she was one of the main ones pushing Kamala Harris. Yes, the hell she was. She was one of the main ones out here trying to get us on board with Kamala Harris. How did that turn out? How did that work out? Not too damn good now, did it? So you see that we're ruining both of them. That picture right there, family, signifies two different tethers that try to penetrate our culture, and foundational Black Americans did not allow it. She was one of those ones out there saying how great Kamala was, and Kamala was this stand-up individual, and we need to go vote blue no matter who, and none of that worked. None of it worked at all. So you can see, as we all see, these people have nowhere, and I mean nowhere to go. This is a beautiful time, fam, because these tethers out here, when they can't even get together anymore, when they can't even sit next to one another, when they're looking at foundational Black Americans, we've covered all bases, and foundational Black Americans are at every corner. Oh, man. We have made it uncomfortable for tethers. Yes, the hell we have. We've made it so uncomfortable for these tethers, they don't know what to do or where to go. On this broadcast, we've already broke down at least 55 different versions of a tether. And all 55 of them have got their asses exposed. How does that work? That works by foundational Black Americans identifying who the ops are, calling the ops out, and getting the ops completely the hell out the way. We know a scammer when we see a scammer, and that's exactly what the whole Essence Festival was, fam. It was one big scam. And you know how we do, fam. We keep it all the way live, and we call it all the way out, because that's the only way that things can operate. There was more scamming that went on there, though. Let me keep this real. You had the scamming in terms of the whole background, right? We was talking about that. That right there, that is all of the organizers for the event. Yes, in hell it is. We showed you that the CEO is a proud member of the slave trading family. Yes, the hell she is. Then we show you this right here, that the owner was out there scamming Black theaters, Black American culture for millions of dollars. Yep. But there's some more scamming and scheming that is out there that no one was really talking about, but we're going to highlight it right here. Did y'all hear about all of the beauty bags and all the beauty stuff that they were out there scamming? Fam, this was one big scam event. And I'm so proud that Foundational shut it down, y'all. They were out there scamming a lot of people, saying that you was going to get this, you was going to get this. They were bringing in some of those Nigerian beauty products, and they were telling people they was going to get free bags and free money. And brothers and sisters were sitting there watching it, and we seen that they were lying again. Watch this, fam. This is an exact replica of what went on there, and you can see that the scamming was there. You had a bunch of scam African who were behind the scenes, and they brought in a bunch of scam African vendors, and all of them together, they ended up making this happen. Watch.
Listen, y'all, we all know that Juvia's place played in everybody's face at Essence Fest at the Convention Center for BeautyCon.
If you haven't heard, there was a lot of drama surrounding Juvia's Place at Essence this year. Juvia's Place is a popular beauty brand. It was started by a West African woman, specifically Nigerian. They've had a lot of controversy surrounding the brand over the years, including disrespect towards Black women, uplifting content creators like Jeffree Star over the years. And I do not understand why Black women still support somebody who already showed y'all what time it was. But hey, whatever. Everybody can support whoever they want. That's your business. But this time, Juvia's Place showed up to Essence. They got everybody to come to their booth by advertising these free boxes. They said they will give $100, $200 worth of products to everybody for free. Really, that's what BeautyCon is all about. Giving out samples, giving out free stuff. But when people got over there, they didn't want to give out the boxes. They would give out 10 at a time. They kept holding the line up. On one day, within the first 15 minutes, they shut the whole booth down and told everybody to come back. They did this on several occasions. Every time you went over there, it's like, oh, we're closed. Some people waited in line for hours while these folks played games with them. And ultimately, the fire marshal shut the whole booth down for good. They kept closing down the booth, telling people, oh, we're closed, y'all come back. Of course, some people never left, and they just waited so they wouldn't have to start over and wait again. It was all very scammy. Like, girl, all y'all had to do was give out the free supplies while you had them. But no, they wanted to yo-yo with everybody's emotions, making people think they're about to give out free stuff to everybody when they really didn't come prepared to do that.
Essence Festival 2025. The fire marshal had to shut Juvia's place down because the lines were too long. She was shutting the lines down, wouldn't give the free box of cosmetics that she advertised that she was going to give. After she didn't give the boxes that was promised, she said, oh, you have to purchase something to get the free box. $20, a $20 purchase to get the free box. Everybody was willing to purchase something. I wanted to purchase some cosmetics, which, like I said, they told us we couldn't get in the line. She was shutting it down, that she wasn't going to open it back up until 4.
Knowing she closed at 5.
Knowing that the Essence Festival closed at 5. So make it make sense. So you see, God doesn't like ugly. And that is why the fire marshal came through there and shut her down, as he should, because God don't like you when you're greedy. And he don't like you when you're ugly.
Many people on social media commented on this whole situation. One woman was like, now that's crazy. Black women have always supported Juvia's Place. Another said, I'll never forgive Juvia's Place when she first launched. She never wanted Black beauty influencers, only popular white ones to support her brand. Therefore, I don't support her. Here's another comment. Juvia's Place isn't an ethical company Black women should be supporting. The owner is rude and pays white creators more than Black creators. Another comment. Juvia's Place, isn't that the ladies that supported Jeffree Star over Black female content creators and had disparaging comments about African-American women? Why were they there in the first place?
Listen, y'all, we all know that Juvia's Place played in everybody's face.
There you go. Fam, they ended up going out there and having, oh, there you go. There's another scam, fam. This was all one big scheme to take money from Black American culture. You see it. They went and got them, their Nigerian business people. That's why a lot of the brothers and sisters weren't going there. That's why a lot of the vendors didn't show up, because they ended up bringing in vendors from elsewhere. That's what that was. And there's video out there of this individual using the term Black owned, Black owned, Black owned. See, that's what we have to talk about. See, they love using the term Black owned because Black owned, basically, they can try to slide their way in there. What has come true, fam, and I'm going to keep it all the way real, what has come true over the last week, 2 weeks, month and a half is why the term, and let me make this clear. Let me pull this down real quick so I can talk to the family, okay? Over the last month, it has become very, very clear why the term foundational is so important. This is why so many of us rally behind that term, because it's specific, it's direct, it's exclusive, and it can't be remixed. The last month has showed us why foundational is such a powerful word. It has also showed us why all of the tethers and the ops are so angry at that word, because you can't spin foundational. You've seen all these tethers show up and they keep saying things like Black owned, Black owned, Black owned, because that allows them to say, I'm all Black like you, brother. That allows them to say, I'm melanated. Can I come on in? And they also will say African American. Think about what they've used to try to infiltrate our culture over the last few days. Think about the Essence Fest and think about the words, the terminologies, the identifications that are being used mostly by the tethers. They love saying Black over and over and over, and they love saying African American over and over and over. You don't hear them saying foundational, though. Have you heard any of them saying foundational? I haven't, because they're not. And if they ever do bring up foundational, they want you to stop saying foundational. They're trying to spin foundational in a negative light because that doesn't work for them. They can't hustle you with foundational. They can hustle you with African American. They can hustle you with just Black. That allows them to weasel on in. But foundational is so important because you cannot spin that term. That is direct and specific. And also, when you use the term foundational, everybody knows exactly who you're referring to. Why does everyone know who you're referring to when you use the term foundational? Because we have stamped it, because we have created it. African American was given to us. Black, they made so flat that anybody can just show up. So you can see the terms that tethers hide from, the terms that scare them, the terms that they don't want to acknowledge, foundational. And then you can see the terms that they love because they overuse them all the time. This is what I'm talking about right here, y'all. Watch that same lady. And remember, the Essence owner, Liberian, the Essence CEO, Kenyan, and the Essence beauty product vendor, Nigerian, they all conspire together to try to use this Tether invasion takeover, and foundational Black Americans shut all that shit down. Look at this. She's out there promising everybody what she was going to give them. And she keeps using the term, guess what? Black owned. Watch this, family. She's telling everybody, oh, I got you. Black owned, black owned. Watch this. This is clear as day how these tethers always use those words.
Whatever you read, Julia's Place loves each and every one of you. You know why? We have the most inclusive brand, I would say, in this whole United States of America. And what? We are woman-owned. Who's a woman here? They're like, I don't care about that. She said, I am not concerned about that. Not only are we woman-owned, but we're black-owned.
You saw that? Not only am I woman-owned, it's black-owned. Here you go. Watch, fam. They love saying black-owned. Everybody, remember the terms that the tethers have been using, and those are the terms that we're going to have to either keep airtight or we're going to have to remodel them, okay? And just make sure they don't use these terms because that is what they prefer.
Not only are we woman-owned, but we're black-owned. But we're black-owned. But we're black-owned.
So those are some amazing things. So I wanted to come around to just let me know how much you love Julia's Place. I'm gonna give out a little bit of goodies because I got my love bag. Yes, honey, let's go.
There you go. I got a bag for you because I'm black owned and I'm a black woman and we all black, brother. You see, they love that because it's such a flat term. They love flat terms, y'all, because they can weasel whatever they're trying to weasel in. That's why you got to continue to use the term. Absolutely. FBA, Freedman. And if you're using Black American, you got to be very specific with Black American, okay? Because they'll just come in and say, well, I'm a Black American too. They'll just say I am. And now you can talk about what was on the consensus or the census years ago, all that, that's cute. But at the end of the day, it's going to be based upon how people perceive it. And they're clearly trying to overemphasize that term because that's what works for them. So this is showing you how evident we are winning right now. And a lot of brothers and sisters were wondering, was this more than just a scam artist event? Because there was more things that were occurring that brothers and sisters didn't really think was normal. Did you notice that all of the Black artists were having technical difficulties, but all of the Caribbeans and the African artists, they weren't having any? You notice, fam, you started hearing Glorilla, she was having issues. Money Long, she said she was having issues. You clearly seen Lauryn Hill came late and Stephanie Mills, but you didn't hear anything from the Caribbeans and the African artists that were there. By the way, what the hell were they there in the first place? But a lot of brothers and sisters now are questioning that, and they're wondering, was this all a setup? Were they purposely trying to hijack the event, and were they personally trying to sabotage the Black Americans? I'm going to go ahead and put this on the line. I believe that they were, because that's how tethers move. Watch this.
The Essence intentionally sabotaged Black American artist sets because it seemed like they were the only ones experiencing technical difficulties. From Glorilla to Master P, from Stephanie Mills to Lauryn Hill, they all experienced technical difficulties while performing. It came to the Bantu artists, there was no technical difficulties. Nobody ended up sending Essence a letter about professionalism or the set could have been better or that they need improvement. Everything was smooth selling for the Bantu, for the African and Caribbean artists. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but the evidence seems pretty consistent, right? It seems pretty consistent. The Essence intentionally sabotaged.
I believe that they did. I believe it, fam, because one thing that separates all of us from everybody else is that we don't give tethers the benefit of the doubt. Tethers receive no benefit of the doubt. A tether is a tether, and that's just what it is. So we understand that they were using that. I believe that they sabotaged the event for Black Americans because they want us to show up and to not have an experience. You got to understand, the foundational Black Americans were to actually go there and put in real work. They were going to try to pull the plug. They only want us there for money. You seen the lady right there talking about, I got the free bag for you. I'm Black owned. You seen all that. But when it came down to it, there was nothing for Black Americans at this whole event. All this was a cash grab. This was for us to show up, for them to get our money, and for them to just steal our culture broad daylight. That's really what it was. And more brothers and sisters been coming out. And I'm going to say it again. Brothers and sisters been standing on certified business. And they've been saying, nah, hell nah, that ain't it. That wasn't working. And it's funny, fam, because as they was trying to have us deal with these technical difficulties, I've been saying this and I'm going to keep on saying this. We've been giving them a lot of tether difficulties. Yeah, they're having a very difficult time tethering onto us. They're having a very difficult time trying to blend into our culture. And what we've been doing is exposing them. And I'm loving the fact that we've been exposing these people clear as day.
Convention Center. Okay, you see it behind me. And this is the BeautyCon area, right? So this is where they're giving out all the products, all the samples and stuff. People stand in line forever and ever in order to get a bag with products, right? So we all look forward to this. We don't mind standing in line. We do all of that through all the confusion and everything. We still enjoy it. So this year I said, you know what? I'm going to do something different. And I'm actually going to get the VIP so that I don't have to do all of that. And I will be able to get the full-size products is what you're supposed to get with VIP. And I don't have to stand in line. I could really just enjoy the other things of the convention center that's going on right now, right? So you're supposed to, the time frame for it was, first, let me back up. It was $150 plus tax and fees, coming up to like $184. Okay. So the time frame for it was from 9:30 to 2 p.m. Okay. So I get here at 11. By the time I got in there, mind you, it's just a box basically that they set up, and you go in there and they have a few people going around the room to have one product of something. Out of all of the stations that they had set up in there, only a few of them even had people there because everything else was already wiped out. Then you got 3 tables of ladies in there doing their nails. Now, everybody coming down here are already prepared. Hair, nails. You're not coming down here thinking, I'm going to go get my nails done at the VIP experience for $150. Get the out of here. There was nothing in there. They gave us something. Look at this little bitty ass bag I got. Look at this. Look at this. Mind you, BeautyCon is something that goes around the country. I researched this shit before I paid my money. Like this year with Essence, like y'all really on one. I'm disputing this charge on my card. Please believe. This is some bullshit. How you playing on people? I promise you, you're going to see way more women, way more people making videos just like me because I'm pissed off, bitch. I'm like, what manager in this because how? $180 for this? They got the people that was standing in line and got bags bigger than me, bitch. Are you serious? Essence, are you dumb? So I'm in here at the convention.
Fam, who enjoyed this event? Nobody enjoyed the event. The reviews was trash. Nobody enjoyed any of this. This was an absolute shamble of an event. And that's why we're saying, family, we need to have us a Black American Tethers boycott. Absolutely. I don't care what it is. Now we got to let these people know that they will no longer milk our culture. They will no longer steal our money, and they will no longer take foundational Black American energy and try to transmit that off into the Caribbean or to the Jamaicans while they actively, openly attack us and play victim in the process. If it is a Tether festival, boycott. Stores, boycott. Restaurants, boycott. Housing, boycott. And I'm going to give you a breakdown. We seen, right? We seen the festivals. We seen how they treated us. I want to send a special shout out to the Essence Festival because all they did was made what we've been talking about headline news. And the way that they treated Black Americans, as well as that sister and the previous sister and the sister before that, the last brother and the brother before him, the way they treated foundational Black Americans at this event just highlighted exactly what we've been saying, family. They've been stealing our money, going all the way back to the damn owner who is out there scamming money from a black theater. They always come to our communities to do the scamming. You don't ever see them scamming a country music event or a rock event. How come you don't do that? Oh, because you would never do that to Zaddy and Massa. No, no, no. So what I want all my brothers and sisters to do, I want us to continue doing what we're doing. But what I want us to do is start looking at some of the people behind the scenes. Let's use this as a very, very powerful moment. We found out who the CEO was of these festivals, right? And then you go ahead and you boycott the festival. That is Tether owned. Well, foundational Black Americans going to stay at home. Find out who is the Tether behind these stores. Oh, it's the Tether that's in there saying, you buy, you go, or what do you buy, nigga? Okay, we ain't coming. Restaurants, we ain't going. I don't eat there anyway. Housing, when you got that very, very ashy landlord and he's talking all that reckless talk, nah, we ain't going. How about the award shows? All these award shows that you see that are giving lifetime achievement awards to Burner Boy, nope, we won't be there neither. Any company, we won't be there. The movies that they put out where you got all of these Africans playing Harriet Tubman, you got Africans out here playing Fred Hampton, nope, we won't be there neither. Or we can spin it around to the music, which we don't rock with anyway. But we can go ahead and put that on the table on the line in a full time. And we can say, we won't be there neither. Remember, y'all, foundational Black Americans have a power over tethers that they never expected, and they hate that we have it. What is that? Is that everything that they get and every single thing that they receive is based on foundational Black Americans allowing them to have it. So simply put, when you don't allow them to have it, they won't get it. So I'm calling for a nationwide permanent boycott of all Tether activities until these people get in order and start tethering on to another community. Go ahead. There's plenty of other communities, right? America's a melting pot. Well, then you need to go ahead and tether on to that melting pot and quit tethering on to ours. That part. Because when you allow these people to come over here and start talking all that craziness, fam, you start seeing things that they proclaim that they never do, but them cameras be rolling. And we be catching these people talking real reckless. This is how they really feel about us. So we can simply say, you won't get no FBA money. It's as simple as that. Tethers, I know that you come over here, you want to be next to Chad, Brad, and Zad. Okay, but you're in here looking sad because you're down bad. This is what we do to tethers. Whenever they get out of line, they get G-checked. And you can see, they don't respect us. Well, they can respect no money.
Black Americans love saying, oh, we helped you guys. You guys love asking for help. What did you help the diaspora community with? Like, what did you help Africans, Caribbeans, whoever, like, can you actually name something that you helped these community with?
Yeah, it's called the Civil Rights Act. It's called immigration. Look what I'm saying, fam. We literally fought for these people to get over here. And they are not only saying that they're unaware of it, they're saying, well, name me one thing. I don't know, the fact that you're here. You will never see these people ever get in line with us. So it's time that we go ahead and we put them in line. And then once they're put in line, you check them one by one by one. You're dealing with people who are melanated supremacists. That's really what this is, fam. They're melanated supremacists talking this type of babble, and we're calling it out.
Be with. Like, what did you help Africans, Caribbeans, whoever, like, can you actually name something that you helped these community with? And it's not even like I'm necessarily hating, but like, this is where the high horse of a lot of Black Americans, honestly, racist, xenophobic rhetoric against immigrants come from.
There goes a victim again, y'all. Y'all's means to me. Y'all so bad. I told you it's always going to be some type of victim plan. I'm tired of seeing these people talk bad about us and then play victim in the process, throwing rocks and hiding their hands. They always do this when it comes to foundationals. I ain't seen them say one thing to everyone else.
Rhetoric against immigrants come from, especially towards Black immigrants. And it's like, you haven't helped Africans or Caribbeans with much of anything. But I'm seeing Somalis. I'm seeing Eritreans in pictures from the Black Lives Matter protest. I'm seeing Asians, Hispanic, again, diverse ass pictures from the Black Lives.
Look how he's pointing out all the other communities. You know what he's saying? He's saying that I'm their ally, I'm not yours. Look at this, fam. All that smoke for us. Does he know what Mr. Jackie Chan thinks about his community? As a matter of fact, when a certain situation happened, Jackie Chan was snatching his people from Africa up in their stores over in Asia. But he ain't saying nothing about that. Nope. He ain't saying nothing about Mr. Julio. Mr. Julio don't rock with you, Mr. Fufu. But again, all of their energy comes towards us.
Matter era. And it's not even just that. Like, I'm not going to go through every single instance in history where immigrants have helped the Black Americans, but I think you guys are on a high horse that you are not qualified to be on. And honestly, if you want to hate on immigrants or Black immigrants, honestly, I don't care. Just don't be surprised when you get backlash. Black Americans love saying
backlash from what? You don't have any power. See, that's the thing. In order to have some type of backlash, you have to have some type of power. You ain't got the power to do any of that anyway. So you can go ahead and cancel that, Mr. Fufu. This is clear. They always want to align with everyone else, fam. What they want to do is they want to assimilate into Black culture, and they want to have a W supremacist mentality. They use the supremacist mentality, and then they try to assimilate into our culture. If you notice everything they say, it sounds identical to supremacy, fam. They play victim. They point the finger. It's always someone else. The days of them running around here trying to pretend like foundational Black Americans are doing so many bad things to them and we're the mean ones, because basically what they're saying is that we're mean. Basically, they don't have any type of energy for Donald Trump right now in ICE. ICE right now is snatching them up and packing them up and racking them up, but yet they find time to talk about foundational Black Americans. That's really what they want to do. They want to talk about FBA, and they want to say, what have you ever done? While literally ICE is snatching them up as we speak. So you can see the difference between the two different parties. You see the difference between the two different groups. You got the ones who come over here and they want to assimilate to our culture, and then you got the ones who come over here and they want to tangle into our culture but still maintain a slight distance. That's what they've been trying to do. And they've been out here getting packed up. Yes, the hell they are. And fam, y'all been seeing like the Tether mammies? How many of y'all been seeing that? They've been sending out these like real Tether mammies where they're out here pretending to be like Black Americans, but they got super mammy energy. Oh man, the Tether mammies are out there. Let me see if I can find this one. I got this Tether mammy. Y'all check this out. Oh, I got it. Y'all look at this. How many of y'all been seeing these damn Tether mammies out here? And they've been saying, what do you Black Americans do? What do you do? See, they come over here and they want to play the role of mammy for Zaddy. Okay, that's what it is. I'm telling y'all. This is what it is. Watch her right here, fam, and tell me if she is not playing mammy for Zaddy. This is a Tether mammy. Look at this right here.
Breaking news to African Americans. You cannot stand alone as a nation. Okay? That nation is taken. It's called Africa. The Essence Festival exposed a lot within the Black community for me personally. As while I was making a video about the cancel culture of Black people, there was a silent war going on within the Black community, and it's between the African Americans and the Africans.
Essence Fest isn't about...
No, freeze. Listen what she said. There's a war going on in the Black community. There they go again, overemphasizing Black. I want all of you guys to realize this. They always consistently and constantly use African American and they use Black because those two terms allow them to have access. She'll never say foundational Black American or FBA because FBA will greet you with a closed door. African American, you'll get an open door. Black American, you'll get a cracked door. This is why you have to be very specific with FBA and freedmen because they'll always say blackity, blackity, black. They don't even identify as Black on paper, but they love to identify as Black socially so they can impute themselves into our culture.
And it's between the African Americans and the Africans.
Essence Fest isn't about all of the Black people in the diaspora. It's about Black Americans, all right?
Who are you? You are African before you are Americans. The Americans don't want you. They don't care about your history because when Black people are in a room, any non-Black person cannot tell who's African or who's African American just by looking at us. Look at the population of the entire continent of Africa. You decide to remove yourself from the continent and stand alone. You know, I remind you that when it comes to global platforms, Africans are actually winning. Like, I'm sure you know how to use Google. Africans are knocking it out. Like, you are literally fighting the winning team when you look like the winning team.
The winning team? What the hell she talking about? You ain't won in all of modern history. Hell no. The winning team is not being colonized by every single group on the planet. And did she say we all look alike? They love looking like us, fam. I want you to notice who wants to look like who. They want to look like us. Who wants to talk like who? They want to talk like us. Who wants to act out, behave, and conduct themselves like who? They want to do all of that like we do. We don't wake up trying to act like them. They love hitting the, don't I look just like Tupac Shakur? I'm too black. I'm too black shaker. And I look like Tupac Shakur. You see the difference? Hell yeah, big difference.
Try to remove yourself from the continent and stand alone. You know, remind you that when it comes to global platforms, Africans are actually winning. Like, I'm sure you know how to use Google. Africans are knocking it out. Like, you are literally fighting the winning team. When you look like the winning team, wouldn't it make sense for you to just join the winning team? And are you standing against Africans when you're supposed to be standing against your oppressors? Like, you say, I'm African American. Yeah, but the Americans don't want you. So you might as well just join the wagon that Africa is on as a nation. The narrative that's been painted like, oh,
look at her, fam. She trying to lay it on thick, ain't she? She over there trying to lay it on thick. You need to join, fam. Again, it's always them trying to convince us to be unified. I want you to notice this tactic in Tethers, y'all. They're always the ones trying to convince us to get on board. There's this low-lying energy amongst these conversations. They always are trying to say they look like us. We need to get on board with them. We need to go home. Everything that they spew, everything that they talk is that of someone who wants to connect to us. That's what she wants to do. She wants to connect to foundational Black Americans. We're not doing that with them. Everything that she's saying is, you need to go to the winning team. You need to come home. FBA's not running around here fighting to be connected. They're fighting to connect with us, and then they get upset when we're not connected with them. That's all they're trying to do, and we see it. This mammy is working overtime. And the fact that she thinks she's on the winning team lets us further know why we need to further get away from them.
Oh, Africans act like they're better. We are not better. We are just more cultured. We have strict rules. The guardrails that we have been raised with is not soft. The freedom you have as African Americans, Africans don't have it. We still answer to our elders. African children are raised deeply into culture. Culture comes with respect, standard, morals, and a lot of things. African Americans, on the other hand, are very free people. You have the most freedom I've seen on the planet, apart from Caucasian, right?
Why are you trying to tell us about our culture? We're free, but we don't have a culture. They have a culture, yet they're colonized. Do y'all know right now in Africa, they're waving the Chinese flag? Is that culture? Do you know right now in Africa, they're Christians left and right? Do you know right now in Africa, they pray to a W Jesus? Is that culture? No.
So it's not like Africans are acting like they're better than you. Africans are just more cautious than you because we can't afford to mess up. Because we are being cautious, you think we are being arrogant. Our parents are still paying for our tuition. We are never too grown for our African parents. It's not anything to do with you. It's just the upbringing that we have. Africans in diaspora have spent so much money to live abroad. They cannot disappoint the elders. They cannot disappoint the family. They are working really hard to let their family members know we have made you proud. Okay? The competition is within us. It doesn't have anything to do with any other person. The only cancellation we are afraid of is the one from our family. Do you understand? So when I see a lot of people say, oh, Africans act this way, Africans are proud, it's not intentional. It has nothing to do with you.
Why is there a Jollof versus Jambalaya competition at Essence Fest? That's not needed.
The way we fight over nonsense as Black people just pisses me off. Why are we...
As Black people, there it goes again, y'all. Flat blackness.
As Black people just pisses me off. Why are we fighting over jambalaya and jollof at Essence Festival? It's a Black nation festival. Regardless of where the nation is located. As long as Black people are there, we are the nation. Why are we trying so hard to cause a division within the Black race? There's just one Black race. There goes the Africans again. Let me tell you something. You cannot wash off the color of your skin. Even if you are bright skin, your hair...
Oh, please. Man, get this damn mammy the hell up out of here. Listen, I know an African ain't trying to talk to us about skin tone when they over there backstroking in cake soap. You got somebody who's from a country, in a nation, in a continent that literally Cake soap sales are the highest. Skin bleaching goes on more where she's at, and she's trying to talk to us about your skin tone don't mean nothing. Family, they're living in delusion. And I'm going to say something that nobody said. I'm going to say it, fam. Can we go ahead and openly put this on the table? I'm going to make a statement that no one's really came out and said. I'm going to make it crystal clear. Tethers don't have no culture. Tethers don't have culture. I'm going to say it. Africans don't have culture. What's your culture? Being colonized? Is that your culture? They all say that FBA ain't got no culture, but I've been doing some examination and some analysis, and it shows that they don't have a culture. Africans don't have no culture. Fam, if you had a culture, you wouldn't have a colonizer. Culture would rid yourself of colonizers. So you have skin bleaching, you get colonized, you have tribalism. You are at the lowest of the low in terms of the global scope of the world, and yet you're trying to talk the foundation of Black Americans. You don't have a culture, Tethers. Tethers, you need to get a culture. You need to try to have a culture because you don't even have your own resources and minerals. So you damn sure don't have no culture. You're standing on diamonds and minerals and you sell them away. You don't even sell them, you barter them away. So you don't have your own culture, but you have cake soap. You have a cake soap culture. And I don't listen to anybody with a cake soap culture. If you have a culture of bleaching your skin, or now what they're saying, fam, they're saying, no, it's not bleaching your skin, it's whitening your skin. Okay, well, y'all tell me this. Does this right here look like a culture that they have control over? Or does this look like a culture that they have zero control over? There you go. Let me tell y'all about the Africa that Africans don't want to talk about. Let me show y'all the Africa that they don't want to speak about, that they've been keeping very, very quiet, hush, hush. There goes Africa right there. Colonial Africa, meaning you've been colonized left, right, and upside down. And I'm going to tell y'all something crazy, and I'm not even lying. Do y'all know that that's just the European version? Because there's also the one with Asia and the one with Russia. Yeah. You've been colonized so much and you come over here trying to talk so much and you get upset when foundational Black Americans ain't listening. You damn right we ain't listening. You ain't got control over nothing. So therefore, since you don't, boom, easy work. And you're right. The only people on that list or who aren't on that list are Ethiopians. And then a lot of them run around here and tell you that they ain't nothing. They say they're not even Africans. You understand what I'm saying? So family, what you're dealing with right now in the United States of America is an absolute remodeling, remolding, and rescoping of the political and social atmosphere. Tethers are being shut down at a maximum right now. And foundational Black Americans are solely responsible for the way things are going. They have nothing. They have nowhere to operate. They can't move. They can't produce anything. So therefore, since they can't produce nothing, they're crashing out. This is why you're seeing so many videos of them being upset. This is why you're seeing so many videos of them upset, mad, angry, because they're in disarray, despair. If you notice the way foundational Black Americans have been moving in this generation, we've made it crystal clear. We're going to stand on foundational Black American principles. We're going to keep away from everybody, and we're going to gatekeep the culture. We've went down the list, and we've gatekeep everything that belongs to us, and we're maintaining it. This is the generation. Absolutely. Gloves off, no holds barred. See, now we're moving into the era where you're going to be erased or you're going to get their ass out the paint. There's no middle ground right now because they understand times are hard on the boulevard, and we're making it hard for them. We got our verbiage tight. We're standing together. We've already showed everybody. This house right here is more strong than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. This FBA lineage is powerful, man. This FBA lineage is powerful. You better buy stock in foundational Black Americans because we're taking off and we're going to another level right now. All Tethers do is come over here and they try to assimilate into our culture with a supremacist mentality. Then they get rejected and checked by FBA because they ain't like us and we ain't like their homeland. And then they start throwing out terms of xenophobic. That xenophobic word ain't working. They only use that word, and I believe they only found out what that word was for purposes of coming after FBA. Notice that they talk all this talk about supremacy only when they're trying to scare us to come run to their side. They don't never talk about supremacy in regards to them. Why? It's because they understand that that's what they subscribe to. That's what they subscribe to. And they get all of these kickbacks and all these things based on us. This right here is what I'm talking about. This has been a Tether invasion. It has been. I want you to listen to the key word. This has been a Tether invasion. and we done shut it all the way down. Fam, make no mistake about it. We aren't just winning, we've won. What's needed to be done has already been done, y'all. The G-check and the delineation is going forward. You notice that the young folks is popping up now, and they saying, we ain't that. We ain't none of that. All the folks running around here trying to get us on the African thing, fam, it ain't happening. Look at this that somebody posted. I noticed this the other day. They said, the last election, there were at least Nigerians running for local office in the South, including Georgia, Louisiana, Tennessee, Mississippi. They're running for mayor, city council, and state legislators. This appears to be an international strategy that we didn't see, right? Africans, there you go. You see that they were trying to place these people in our communities. You see that they were trying to overtake foundational Black Americans. You see that this has been a strategy from the jump. Why has this been a strategy from the jump, y'all? Is because they want to put them in political positions. So now they'll say things like, oh, no reparations, like Wes Moore, who's a Tether. They'll say things like, oh, we're getting rid of Dr. Martin Luther King Day. We're getting rid of Black History Month. They always say these things because they've been able to cloak themselves in our identity. Once you disallow these people from cloaking themselves in our identity, they have nowhere to go. They're finished. And that's what we've done a great job at. Delineation has put a line in the sand, telling everybody who is who, what is what, meaning that they can no longer pretend to be us. The best thing we ever did was made it clear that Black Americans are our own, specifically. And the whole world knows that. For hundreds of years, they've been able to come over here and talk like they're us, and now they just can't. The stolen identity, or the attempt at the theft of our identity being stopped, that has eradicated the tether evasion to the point. We've been pulling up receipts, fam, and showing everybody that for years, these people have had anti-Black American sentiments. Only now have we put it to the forefront. Only now have we exposed it. Only now have we ended it. Y'all look at this right here. This shows you that these people been coming over here with anti-Black rhetoric. Look at this, y'all. This is an old article. I want to say this is from the 80s. I think the early 80s. And they were talking about how Africans never viewed us on that brother talk. Yeah, never. Look at this right here, fam. They say the American Negro who comes here has only one thing in common with Kenyans, his color. Beyond that, he will be a total foreign and strange commodity, a strange culture, strange habits, strange attitudes of mind. Yep. As cousins of Africans, Negroes would prove to be a useful group in promoting an outward policy right in the United States. They could influence American policy into coming in line with its thinking on subjects as race in the world, peace, poverty, and production and distribution of food. Those of us who are old enough to remember, as I like to say, we remember a time where Africans only wanted to use Black Americans for politics. They wanted us to influence the government to allow them to come over here so they can get some type of kickbacks and favors. That's what the relationship used to be back in the 80s and the 90s. Africans only wanted Black Americans so we could be the plug, the liaison, the proxy to them getting close to whiteness. We going there today. Y'all smash that like button. Damn, we in here 2.7K. Appreciate the love, y'all. On a Friday. Hell yeah. This is what they were doing. And they were openly saying, we ain't got no type of connection to Black folks. Look what he says. He says, outside of color, Kenyans, and by the way, y'all, speaking of Kenyans, ain't that one right there? Wait a minute. So that Kenyan right there, who said her family sold other people from her family, and this Kenyan right here who said they ain't got no connections with Black folks, and this is why the Essence Festival did a big-ass flop, because of that right there. But they used to say those things about Black Americans, and they also used to say these things right here. Fam, they're acting like there weren't receipts. We said it earlier. There were a few Black Americans back in the day who used to call this stuff out. And just no one ever really gave them acknowledgement. When everybody was running around here talking about we all Black, We all buddies. There was about 5 or 6 brothers and sisters saying, hell no. Delineation isn't new. Delineation is just new in terms of how many people we got. There was always a segment of black folks who were delineating. We just picked up the baton from them, and now we about to run this thing all the way. Look at this, though, right here. Miami's ethnic conflict. Haitians versus American blacks. Look at that term. American blacks. Look at the term, y'all. American blacks. This is prior to them using the term African American. American blacks was for us. We say Black American today, foundational Black American, foundational American blacks. It's all the same. But look what they say. They say the heart of this city, Little Haiti. There, many Black Haitian business owners speak candidly of Black Americans, describing them as lacking in ambition. Listen to this. The Haitian business owners back then said that we lacked ambition. Go down to the next yellow highlight. The split has become clear since rioting in Black sections last month over the fatal harming of a Black motorcyclist by a Hispanic police officer. The police say virtually none of those involved in rioting were Haitian, and many Haitians have since condemned the violence. Wait a minute. So, in Miami, a Hispanic police officer harmed and unalived a Black person, an American Black, and all the Haitians sat on the couch and didn't do nothing. Fast forward to 2025, and they want to say how they marched with us, how we friends, we all Black, brother, come help us from deportation. Just last week, they were telling us to save them from deportation, and you can look at this article way back when, and they were saying, we ain't gonna help y'all. Black folks were out there protesting. One of us being taken out by a Hispanic, and the Haitians teamed up with the Hispanic. Don't believe none of these people who be running around here trying to tell foundational Black Americans what they did for us in the past. They ain't did a damn thing. The Haitian was getting on code with the Hispanic. That's what was happening. Fast forward, going back up to the top, fam. Matter of fact, right underneath that, they say, we're Haitian, as if to say the fight was not theirs. One more time, I'm going to read the whole paragraph. The split has become clear since the rioting in Black sections last month over a fatal unaliving of a Black motorist by a Hispanic police officer. The police say virtually none of those involved rioting were Haitians, and many Haitians have since condemned the violence. We're Haitian, as if to say the fight was not theirs. Damn. There's a lot of ways of saying F you, and they were telling Black Americans in Miami F you way back then. And then they got the nerve to get upset when we say you ain't like us today. Guess what? Kodak Crack. Guess what? White Cleft. You ain't like us. Fast forward, go up to the top. They say, the hospital here. There is even anger Haitians still believe in the American dream while American Blacks do not. Damn. Ain't that the y'all's lazy? Y'all some lazy Blacks. We believe in the American dream, but y'all don't. There goes that whole y'all needs to work harder. Fam, ain't nothing new under the sun, y'all. Ain't nothing changed but the numbers on the range. They have been anti-Black American. They've had anti-Black American vitriol. They've always displayed anti-Black American jealousy, envy, spite. And we're pulling out the paperwork right here. This is what you call a receipt, everybody. This receipt right here is very, very important because it's showing you. Now, this is the most damning part of all of that. Watch this. In the recent weeks, some American Blacks have reached out to the Haitians, most of them who have not obtained United States citizenship, by joining their battle against the federal government over what they see as racist immigration policies to hinder them. They was asking you to help them way back in the day, y'all. They was asking you to help them way back in the day, but you see that they ain't never lift a finger for us. You see why foundational Black Americans are delineating? You see why I tell everybody delineation has to be full go 150%. You see why we ain't out here putting on the cape. If you didn't see that, perhaps maybe you might see this as well, y'all. Foundational Black Americans know exactly what's going on out here. you can see way back in the day, they had more articles talking about Africans. And I want y'all to tell me, are these things that you see them say about Black Americans the same thing that you hear today? I'm only asking you, are these things that you see today? Watch this. This was an old article referencing to different values of Black Americans were likely related to stereotype them as a kata. Damn. A term Nigerians use to signify individuals who are wild and rude. Aggressive, uncultured. Uncultured. Same thing. Go down. There are other media reports of African immigrants warned by parents to distinguish themselves from Black Americans. Damn. Same exact thing that they tell us today. So family, I don't know how more clear we as certified Black society can make it. These individuals are saying the same thing about us right now that we have documentation of them saying about us way back in the 1970s and the 1980s. The only difference is, brothers and sisters, is that they want to pretend like we're not seeing it. That's it. This is clear anti-Black American hatred that is coming directly and specifically from the Tether community. So I don't want to hear about a xenophobia or none of that. And I'm going to make this crystal clear for them. If you think you're just going to say how mean Black Americans are and that's going to help you, that ain't going to work. If you think you're going to play victim all damn day with Black Americans, that ain't going to work. What you need to do is go play victim with that colonizer and quit trying to play victim with us because we ain't worried about you. But what we do have is receipts that show years of anti-Black American hatred. It shows years of anti-Black American vitriol, and it shows years of tethers trying to infiltrate our community and getting upset when they're told hell no. Well, the same way about 5 folks said hell no back in the 70s, and about 10 said hell no back in the 80s and 90s, well, I'm going to go ahead and say hell to the no in 2025, and we just keeping it live. Listen, there you go, family. That's what it is. That's what it's always been. This ain't nothing new. Delineation is not new. The only thing that's different about all of this is that there's more of us on code and on the same page. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it will always be, because we're going to represent this lineage to the fullest and to the maximum, y'all. You know, like I know, that these individuals have always had some type of jealousy towards us. You know that. But now, by us being on code and really, truly sticking to each other, we've changed the dynamics. The dynamics have changed, and there's been a shift in everything. I'm showing all the receipts, fam. You're talking about going way back. They've been calling us Sakata, y'all. They've been out there sitting on the couch. The people who have always denied us now come and try to get us on board. Fam, it's like this. People who have always hated on foundational Black Americans, now they're going to pretend that they didn't. People who have always been jealous of foundational Black Americans, now they're going to pretend that they ain't. They've always sat out whatever went on with us. They've always pointed the finger at us, and all they want to do is throw up their hands and say, not me. Yeah, damn right, it's you. It's you all the way live, and we're going to call your ass out. The days of just being phony, because that's really what it is, y'all. These people are just phony. They have all this jealousy, won't own up to it. Be real and just say how you feel. Be real and put your name on it. Now, foundational Black Americans, we letting it be known. This is our house. We run the yard, they run far. We build, they steal. We stand in the paint, they can't create. So you can see right now with what's going on with this generation, we are correcting everything from the past. We're taking everything that we've done before and we're just amplifying it, going to another level. Fam, we're at the maximum. We're going to take this thing so far, it's going to be beyond words. I promise you that. I'm telling you right now, as your foundational Black American certified brother, we're going to take this delineation, this separation, this regulation, and this era so far, they won't even be able to see us. I promise you that. Because right now, FBA, if they don't know, FBA is on code socially, politically. We're on code spiritually. That's why they're sending out all these people to try to deviate us and try to separate us. And every person they send, we send their ass back. So now what do you have? All you have is a bunch of ashy, dusty tethers who we're calling ashy, dusty tethers. And all they have is a bunch of tether tears. And we ain't out here giving them no Kleenex. You better get your own. See, now it's the get your own era, the hold your nuts era. Fam, tell me, what have we came up with that doesn't apply? We say tether, they tether. We say flee, they flee. We say hold your own nuts. If they got something, then they try to hold them. Now, if you look, we done ushered in the era of what I've been saying for a long time. And I ain't said it like I used to say it, but I'm going to bring it all the way back, fam. We some certified regulators. We some certified regulators. And all my regulators been mounting up. And we've been putting in work, going to work. If you notice, y'all, the way we've been going to work and the way we've been shutting stuff down, it has been immaculate. And that's only done because we can do it. They can't do it. They can't do it. I'm loving the energy I'm seeing from my sisters. I'm going to be real. My sisters right now, foundational Black American women, are stronger than ever. Checking everybody. Mr. Fufu mad. Let me tell you, the reason why a lot of these Tether men are mad is because our sisters be checking them. And you can do whatever you want to do with Mrs. Joloff, okay? Mrs. I don't have a hairline. You can do whatever you want to do with her. But when you come over here and you deal with a Black American woman, they put you in your damn place. How do I know? Because I'm seeing video after video of foundational Black Americans checking up all the Tether men. The Tether women don't even come around because they know better. Certified salute to my sisters. My brothers is on the same page. I'm seeing the young ones on the same page. If you add all of our brothers and our sisters, you add the young people, we have now the trifecta. That's past, present, future, okay? That's our kids, that's us, and that's the ancestors. We have everything that we need, and we're utilizing it. I'm so proud of everybody because I've been able to watch the way these things have unfolded. I was just telling my wife the other day, I said, the paint is starting to dry on this generation. It's starting to dry. A lot of people think that we still putting on fresh coats of paint. No. We've already done all that. Now we're sitting back and watching the paint so we can pull out them goddamn 22s and hit the block. All right. We can bend that goddamn corner and we can see the way the sun shines off them damn rims. That's what it is. We went in on that level. And that's the beautiful part about it, y'all. And I love it. I love it. I love it. And I would not want to do this with anybody other than you guys. We all are, in essence, the chosen ones, fam. We're the chosen ones, all right? We've all been chosen to be a part of the reparations generation, to bring everything back, all right? Things that people may have lost back in the day. We just showed receipts from the 1970s and 1980s of what our brothers and sisters had to deal with. Do you know that all the brothers and sisters who were recognizing it back then, do you know how proud they would be of us today? Seeing, damn, them Black folks really delineated. Damn, they really out there serious about reparations. Damn, they really out there going to get the bag. That's how they feeling about us, fam. And they should feel that way about us because we understand that we're all together. We're all one. And when we're all one, we get it done. That's why we're getting everything done. You tell me a place where foundational Black Americans ain't winning. Tell me. We're winning everywhere. And I don't give a damn who comes around. Who comes around saying whatever they want. You tell them to come see me and I'll put their ass into place because I know for a fact that we as foundational Black Americans is doing our thing. And matter of fact, we're doing our thing so much, y'all. So much. That when you talk about deportations, let me tell you a little quiet thing that no one's talking about. You know how we talk about Alligator Alley or Alligator Alcatraz and Gator Guantanamo? Remember how they're saying Donald Trump is taking a bunch of illegals and he's dumping them off in Mexico, Guantanamo, at the alligator place? Now what people are seeing is there's a new place that a lot of people are being dumped off in. Yes, the hell there is. And I'm going to tell you what it is. Mr. Tetherman, 1, 2, 3 billion. All y'all asses. All of your lacking hairlines. Let Black Alpha tell you something. You've been talking about foundational Black Americans, right? You've been hating on foundational Black Americans, right? You've been lacking deodorant, right? I know because I can smell you a block and a half away. Let me just let you know that Africa now is one of the places where Donald Trump is taking illegals to. Why would Donald Trump take illegals to Africa? It's because your African governments over there are selling each other out. Damn right. The African governments over in Africa are selling out all of the illegals here in America. Watch this right here. If you're afraid, Mr. Fufu and Mr. Joloff, you should be afraid. If you're laughing, foundational Black Americans, you should be laughing. Because the same people out there hating on FBA, them the same ones that their government is shaking hands and they getting dumped off over in their homeland. You're going back home one way or another. Yes, whether that's on a plane or whether that's your ass in handcuffs. Look at this, fam. Reports are coming out now that Africans are being dumped off in Africa as well as other illegals. ICE deporting people to Africa. Watch this.
ICE have now started deporting people to Africa for detainment. 8 men in the custody of ICE were told that they were being moved to an ICE detainment center in Louisiana from Texas, only to their shock to find out that they later arrived in Djibouti. The men were held for weeks in shipping containers, shackles on their hands and their legs. This weekend, they were expelled to South Sudan, another country they have no ties to. This deception is highlighting the lengths at which U.S. under Trump's advisement will go to start deporting people to third-party countries under this entire ICE immigration lockdown. Lawyers for the 3 men said that once they resisted, they were told, "You're going to Louisiana. Don't worry, we're not going to deport you anywhere else." And imagine boarding a plane in Texas, thinking you're going on an hour or 2-hour flight max to Louisiana.
Hey, they was hating on Louisiana about 3 months ago, right? Wasn't Mr. Jollof and Fufu and curry chicken and jerk chicken? Weren't they talking about Louisiana? We created this. You thought you was going to Louisiana. You ended up in Djibouti. Peace out.
And you end up in Djibouti. We know that this administration has said that they're going to start deporting people to countries they have no ties to, which will then make them migrants 2 times over or immigrants 2 times over. Because if I immigrate to America, why would you make me an immigrant in Djibouti? We know that this administration has said that they're going to start deporting people to countries they have no ties to, which will then make them migrants 2 times over or immigrants 2 times over. Because if I immigrate to America, why would you make me an immigrant in Djibouti?
Damn, I'm going to tell you why. Because your people back home in Africa is selling your ass out the same way you sell your own people out, in the same way that you've always sold each other out. Let's make this clear. All of those African governments who are coming over here and they're shaking hands with Donald Trump, they're making deals that they can send illegals who are from Africa or from Haiti back over there. Why do you think that Donald Trump has had all these meetings? Remember, we showed it a couple days ago when he was giving a token. He said, "Here's a coin, y'all." All of these African countries are coming over here to America, going to the White House, and he's shaking hands, he's signing deals. What do you think is a part of that deal? Now, I understand tethers. They don't understand W supremacy. We told them about W supremacy, but instead of being against W supremacy, they thought that they would be a part of W supremacy. No, you're not. All of those African leaders who are coming over here to America, signing all of those deals with the Donald Trump administration, one part of that deal is that you can deport illegals to their homeland. Donald Trump says, "Hey, can I deport some of these illegals to Africa?" And he said, "Yes, you may." What if they're from your homeland? "I don't give a damn. Send them back." Also, all of that tribalistic, backstabbing culture that came back to get you. Damn. So why you on TikTok worrying about foundational Black Americans? Why you on the internet, social media, walking down the street, on the job, worrying about FBA? We gonna be good, because we gonna be in our FBA bed with our FBA pillow and FBA blanket. Might even have some FBA sheets, and I might even pull out my FBA comforter, because I'm gonna be very comfortable, because I'm going to go to sleep in the bed in the land that I've been in my whole damn life. And it ain't no plane, and it ain't no detention center, and it ain't back in Africa. That's where you're going, Mr. Fufu. So if you're upset with me, Mr. Fufu, you should be. If you're angry, you should be. If you need some deodorant, you should go get some. But I know you won't. But either way, foundational Black Americans have already won, and that's what I tell everybody. Family, we've already won. This ain't no race. The race is over. We're American. They're not. This is our homeland. They're not here. One thing you do not do is be the winner and argue with the loser. One thing you do not do is have citizenship and argue with the person who does not have the citizenship. One thing you do not do is have the possession and you debate with the person who lacks the possession. If you lack the possession, then you lack an argument. If you lack an argument, keep your mouth closed when a Black American man and a Black American woman is talking. That's my advice to you, Mr. Fufu. That's my advice to you, Mr. Jollof. FBA to shut all that tether invasion down. And ain't a goddamn thing anybody can do about it. But let me tell you what we can do, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all what we can do. And we're going to shine and we're going to walk this thing all the way out. Why? Is because we FBA and we say so. Why? Is because FBA run this whole goddamn thing. And why? Because I'm feeling extra exceptional tonight. So I want to show this to the whole family because, you know, when foundational Black Americans get together on a Friday night, especially with the Black Alpha Network, you always know it's going to be a hell of a time. Family, let me show you how great we are as we go down FBA memory lane, which is a hell of a place to go because this is where we reside. Fam, I'm going to show y'all this and you tell me, are they like us? The answer ahead of time is hell no. Look how wonderful foundational Black Americans are. Look how great our lineage, heritage, and culture has always been. Who ain't got no culture? Who you say ain't got no culture? Because what I look and what I see is a beautiful culture that cannot be duplicated. I see a beautiful culture that cannot be mimicked, that cannot be taken advantage of, and that will not be disrespected. I love me some us, and I love me some certified foundational Black American family tree. We are the people that the world hates, but we are the people that the world can't fuck with. We are the people that stand above all. We are the people that love one another, hold each other down, rock with each other. We just clean. We fresh and clean. We invented clean. We invented the hustle. Damn. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, that guy right there, this man right here, he was going to tell you how pretty he was. He was going to tell you how pretty he was, family. Yes, the hell he was. He's going to let you know. And you damn right, we some fine-ass people. I ain't even going to lie. We ain't got to worry about the hairline doing backflips off the top of our head. Nope, we ain't got to worry about that. We ain't got to worry about the hairline falling all short. We ain't got to worry about that. We ain't got to worry about the dust and the muss. We got lotion. We use lotion. That right there, family, that is the greatest of all time. And that is very, very indicative of how great we are. And you can see that we rock with it and we own it. Look at that, family. Oh, look at what? Who, family? These people don't want none. If you an FBA family and you woke up today, you woke up a winner. If you a foundational Black American and you're breathing, you are breathing every breath as a winner. You come from winners. She comes from winners. We all come from winners. You can't get with this. Who gonna get with this? Who gonna get with these brothers and sisters, family? Who got that style? Who got that class? Who got that grace? No goddamn body. We gonna own this. I'm gonna tell you that today. One thing I do on Black Alpha Network, Certified Black Society, fam, I take time to let the world know how great we are. We gonna take time. We gonna slow roast in here. That sister right there will walk in any spot and shut it down. That sister will walk in the spot and every single mayo, jollof, chicken chow mein, chopstick gonna look at her and say, damn, because you know better. Yup, that brother gonna walk in there and he gonna have that bop. He gonna have that style. And he gonna say, yeah, that's what time it is. And everybody gonna say, yep, he right. You goddamn right. Man, I'm the king of rock and roll. I discovered rock and roll. You looking at the inventor of rock and roll right there. That's who created rock and roll. If you see anybody running around here with a guitar, you see anybody running around here hitting them goddamn strings and them chords, you can thank that man right there. And he was going to tell you that he was pretty. You goddamn right. Because FBA, we stand on our own. We don't need nobody. We bring it all the way back and all the way around. So if you look, fam, and you see, what do you see, fam? You see an ancient, native, foundational, Black American culture. Look at that right there, fam. Observe that. Look at this. I told y'all, we come in all different colors, right? We got beige, rage. We got brown making hoes bow down. And we all Black because that's where it's at. We don't do colorism. Nope. We don't do tribalism. Nope. We don't do crying and whining. Nope. We give them roast out. We hand out them L's and we got it in fashion and style. These two beautiful Black American women dealt with so many things. And do you know, no matter what they dealt with, they still had that style, that grace. They still stepped into place and shut it all the way down. The same way we shut down all of the tethers tonight on this classic broadcast is the same way these two sisters stepped into place and shut down all the haters. Because that's all we do. We shut them down. It don't matter who they are, don't matter what they talk. That's how FBA handles business. So if you see a certified foundational Black American, it all goes back to that right there. Yes, family, we have ended the gender divide. It's over. All I see is foundational Black Americans. All I see is certified foundational Black American love. All I see is a certified foundational Black American husband, a certified foundational Black American wife, and they are a beautiful, beautiful couple, and they gave birth to some certified foundational Black American babies. You know what? That lady kind of looked like my mama. Mama, if you're watching, that lady kind of looked like you. Goddamn. Boy, we got that style, don't we? Woo! You see what it is. And my mama gorgeous. I'm sure all y'all mamas is gorgeous. We are all some gorgeous ass people. Gorgeous, beautiful. If it look good, it's us. How about that? So if you can tell, family, we very, very proud of who we are. We're very, very exceptional. We hold it down. We've always held it down. Look at that right there. Wait a minute. No. Look at that right there, y'all. This right here brings it all the way home. This right here brings it all the way home, fam. Look at these beautiful people. That right there. Family, that ain't the RBG flag. No, it's not. Family, that ain't the Scam African flag. No, it's not. That ain't the Jollof Rice flag. No, the hell it's not. That is the United States of America. And that brother and that sister right there, let me tell you what that brother and that sister have done and what we share with them. We share bloodline with them. We share power with them. In the same exact way that they're standing in front of that flag is the same exact way that we stand in front of that flag. Because their ancestors created this country, and they are our ancestors, and we all created this country. And all we do is pass down greatness. We pass down excellence. We pass down the biggest, fastest, smartest, most intellectual builders who created the United States of America from scratch with nobody's help, did it on our own by our goddamn self. And if you're looking for the champs, we the ones who wear the goddamn belt. FBA all day. And when you certified all the time. I love every single one of y'all. I love every single one of y'all with the passion. We're going to continue to build this thing. We're going to take it over. You can't replace what we create. Foundational Black Americans, we regulate and we separate. You get your delineation, you get your regulation, and I promise you, you will get your reparations. Now, with that all said, and that all on the line, family, I want every single one of y'all to have a beautiful day. I want all of y'all to have a beautiful night and enjoy your weekend. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the Black Alpha Network, and make sure that every single day, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that is, Black is beautiful, and beautiful is always Black. Peace and love. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.